It really
Yeah,
is.
that's what I'm saying. Why don't we isolate these people
And
from
can I
both
say
sides?
something? The reason why Angel is frustrated is because there are members of her community, right, that are making lives about the Jamaican hurricane, kikiing, ha-haing, and saying, you know what, we're BLK, therefore we can criticize how the Jamaicans are handling the hurricane. And it's not the first time this has happened. This is a constant thing that people do in her part of the world. Okay, and she never wants to address it. She always wants to cry about all these other BLK people. They just dislike people from the Horn of Africa. That's not the case. People don't wake up saying, you know what, I dislike this sector of people. That's not how it works.
Wait, that's disgusting.
I could tell you, be quiet, because I could tell you, Ho, she's up here crying and wanting to play victim. Nobody just got up one day and decided to speak on Eritrea. The reason why I started speaking on Eritrea again and I got upset, and yes, I dragged the Horn of Africa, is because literally in this Eritrean man's live. Now, at first, I didn't even know he was Eritrean because the person that sent it to me said he's Somali. I don't care. All the Horn of Africa, same difference. There were people from all over the Horn in that comment section laughing and kikiing about a hurricane. Jamaican people we don't even know the Horn exists. We don't even consider ourselves African people. We don't talk about the continent. Like, we don't. And we don't talk about that part of the continent. We talk about Ghana because Ghana's our mama. We talk about Nigeria because we share genetics with them, but that's pretty much it. The only reason why I brought up the Horn and I dragged the Horn of Africa is because this man was in there making fun of the hurricane, making fun of what my people were going through, making fun of many other people that have relatives under the water, and using us to sit there and make fun of Israel and Palestine.
Are you guys seeing this? This is hold on. This is other people causing problem for you guys, right?
Yeah, no. It's not other people that it's not other people that cause problems. It's Kobe herself because Kobe herself likes to lie.
Guys, girls, I don't think if you can tell, but from what we can hear us as your listeners, we can tell that other people are causing these problems, and obviously we're not here to justify or try to tell you guys to ignore them, because obviously it's affecting your people and they're making fun of both sides. But you need to realize that you three are not the same people that are making fun.
You guys are not the problem. It's the other people.
It's other supremacists.
I get
people
that.
on the TikTok that all they do is rich beat.
Yeah.
There are people, instead of denouncing them, if you're Bantu and a Bantu person is talking about Jamaica in a way that's very condescending, denounce this person, call them out for it.
Exactly.
But then
But can I say something?
You're both saying the same thing. You're both saying the same thing from this different perspectives.
I can tell you right now, I denounce anyone who made fun of the Jamaican suffering. It's disgusting. Like, I don't think it's right for people to make fun of the Jamaican hurricane.
You've called me out of my name several times.
Because you literally spread lies about the Horn. You
I literally
go after all Jamaicans.
I literally don't. When COVID,
I don't go after all Jamaicans though. That's the difference.
Quiet, because we've literally had this conversation on your panel. And what did I tell you, Negus, then? And I told you and Negus now. I said your people come into my lives, and I still have the lives posted on my page, the clips. So stop lying. You like to lie too much.
Lie at all.
Yes, you are lying. Your people come into my lives and tell me
who's your
they're
people?
not black.
Why am I responsible
the Horn
for
of Africa.
Eritreans? Again, this is the issue that I have. I'm so sorry. This is the issue that I have. You want to hold me accountable. You want to hold me accountable. 1 second. You want to hold me accountable for something other Horners do, but you don't want to be held accountable for something other Jamaicans do. That's the issue.
Am I holding you accountable for what other Horners do?
Yes, you are. You're trying to say that
I'm not,
I am
Kobe.
the
I just
issue,
don't want to hear you play victim. You play victim.
I'm not playing victim at all.
You are playing victim. You're up here crying to tears, and you like to lie on people. That's my problem with you, Kobe.
Oh my God. I'm not playing victim at all, okay? What I didn't like was somebody was trying to say that I diss Bantus or I come at Bantus or proof. Bring me proof. Bring me proof.
Like I said, are you available to hold on? Are you don't have
I'm not gonna go to your live, bro. Just do it.
Why not? Why not?
Just do it here.
Bro, it's literally on my other account. It's suspended.
Bro, you sound like you want views, bro. You sound like you want views. That's what you sound like. If you have the proof, just do it here.
Stop muting me. Why would I have views?
I'm just saying, if you have the proof, just do it here.
Who's muting?
Yusuf, stop muting now. Why are you
Who's
doing
muting?
Proof, just do it here. I don't know why you're trying to like advertise your live, bro. Just do it here.
Listen, Kobe, I'm
Do
gonna be
it
so
here.
real with you. I don't care about that
But
stuff.
do it here then.
My account is literally private. You only are doing this because you want a form of control. I don't know what
I don't
you
want
know
any.
about
How am I going to control
but
this
that's
live?
fine.
How am
I don't know.
control
Can
this
I
live?
say
This is my
something?
live.
Can I just say something, please?
Literally,
Please.
no, you
How am I
can't.
going to control this live?
And I have a
My
question.
live.
Hold on,
Kobe,
Kobe.
servant, please let
Listen,
me
how
talk.
about this, Kobe? How about this? I will post the clips, and so will Angel, and you can respond to them. How about that? We don't even have to have discussion.
Okay,
And I have
Swaggy,
another
please
question
go
for you.
ahead.
Oh my days! Can I have
Swaggy,
another
go ahead.
question for you? Can I have another question for you, Kobe? Was niggas not your mod when you guys were going back and forth, you and Angel? Are you gonna deny that also?
No, ages ago,
Oh,
but I unmodded him then.
Here we go.
I unmodded him.
Okay,
But
well,
you're
that was
changing
my
but you're changing the story, Kobe, because you were saying that he was never your mod.
He was part of it.
You said no. Wait 1 second. You said he is your mod, and I have had him blocked for months, which is not true.
Before, after
what I
he
said.
exposed you on his life.
He once was my mod, yes, but I've had him blocked for months. That's what I said. I never changed my story.
You literally said in the comments he was not your mod.
He is not my mod.
So which one is
As
it?
in, he was current present. I said he's not my mod. As in,
And back to what I was saying. No. So, Kobe, you know I don't sit there and just talk about your people negatively. You know that's not what happened because me and you had this conversation on your platform. I told you exactly what it was. Your people tell me they're not black. That is it. And then they say, and then stop, because you're not going to talk when I'm talking. I let you talk. And then they say colorist and racist comments. And they like to call black people Jareer. We all know what animal they like to call us as well. Slave, nappy-headed, all these things, etc., etc., etc. My simple question was for all my lives, and I have them
to try to label all of us that way. That's
because so you need to go again, and like I told you then, and I'm going to tell you now, you need to go talk to your community and stop talking to black people. Stop talking to the rest of us. The vast majority from your community, the representatives that come and talk to us in both real life and online will say they're not be okay. And even members from your community, just as yourself, as you just did right now, acknowledge it. And first of all, nobody said all. It's a general statement, honey. If it don't apply, then let it fly. If it doesn't apply to you, let it fly to you. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, this number and that number. No, it is a vast sentiment that comes from your community that a lot of people have an experience with. We're having a conversation using general terms. If it don't apply to you, let it fly. But the vast majority of your community feels like that way. That is not my problem.
Okay, so saying the vast majority to me, first of all, the people that you talk to are not representatives of the community. I don't know. Wait.
Are they not horners?
Can I respond to her?
Are they not horners?
Can I respond to her? So it's very. Can I respond?
Yeah, she's no, but Kobe, you're being disingenuous. Are they not? Are they not horners?
Can I please respond to her? Can I please respond?
Speak now, because you guys have been speaking.
Thank you. They're tag teaming on me. Very funny. Anyways,
I'm not tag teaming.
You are tag teaming. So
no, I'm not. I'm Jamaican. I could take you by yourself. I could take you by myself.
Fine, then take me by myself. Let's have a one-on-one conversation. So anyways, as I was saying, let's have a one-on-one conversation without Coco ad-libbing every 2 seconds. So as I was saying, Angel, right? To me, it's very interesting. These people have not been elected by anybody, have not been somehow officially granted representative of our community. Okay, to me it's crazy that you think some randos on TikTok are somehow a representative of our whole community. That to me is legitimately sick. Okay, you can sit here and talk about the colorism, you can talk about the anti-blackness, you can talk about the featurism and texturism. You want to know why? Because I talk about it all the damn time. I literally fight with other Eritreans all the damn time and talk about this situation, right? But I'm not done. Again, I'm not done. Respectfully.
Disrespectfully continue.
I don't know. Is this a 2v1 at this point? Coco, I thought Angel could handle me on her own. Why are you ad-libbing?
No, it's not ad-libbing because I've been trying to.
Why are you ad-libbing? Okay, cool.
It's not ad-libbing.
So Angel, I can sit here, right? And I can tell you that all these isms exist, and this is something that I am actively working on within my community. But at the same time, if I address the issues that I am hearing from any other side, to me, it's crazy, right? And when you're saying the vast majority of people are like this, I don't understand, like, how you're even, like, do you have some kind of stats on this? Like, have you conducted some kind of stats to say that the vast majority are like this? The issue that I have is, right, I have met a couple Jamaicans, right, who
I doubt it, but okay.
No, wait. Yeah, I have. I don't care what you think, right? I have met a couple of Jamaicans who've literally told me that my people's genocide was deserved because Haile Selassie, they worship Haile Selassie, okay? The man who G-sided us, right? But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, the vast majority of Jamaicans think this way, or the vast majority of Jamaicans are this way, and start hosting lives about them. As I told you, 50 people you could have talked to, Eritreans. 50 people maybe, right? So for you to say that the 50 people are somehow a representative of the more than like 5-6 million people, to me is actually crazy. It is fucking nonsense. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. It's actually nonsensical. And you're a supremacist.
Okay, so I'm not a supremacist, but so this is what.
Let Coco go.
Yeah, can I just respond to her very quickly? So Kobe, so everything that you have said, the same thing can be said to you. You're not a representative of your community. You have not been elected. You're not, though.
Never said I was. I represent myself the same way Nagus represents himself. I never said I was a representative.
Yeah, nope, you're not a representative of your community. You don't have stats that the
I just said I'm not a representative. Yes.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you the first time. You also don't have stats that the vast majority of your community does not feel this way. So that's all a moot
point. Prove a negative. You have to prove a claim that you made, but you can't prove a negative. You made that claim. You would have to prove it. The onus is on you. That's how claims work.
Your community literally has a rampant colorism and anti-blackness culture in it.
Did I disagree with that? Did I disagree with that?
So that literally proves my point.
No, it doesn't.
Not only does your community have this rampant anti-blackness problem, then your community comes and projects it onto other black people in a high number.
All black people have a colorism issue. All
And your
black
community
people.
has it at an even higher rate.
Angel, Jamaicans bleach their skin all the
So do
time.
your people.
Some of you, that's my point. All black people have
Okay,
a
but
colorism
my
issue.
people in the vast majority
One
are
of
not
your
running
most
around coming to
famous
tell
singers,
people they're
Vibes
not black.
Cartel. One of your most famous singers, Vibes Cartel, literally bleached his skin to the point where he looks
And
like
my
a
people
wall,
are not coming
right?
around BLK people and telling them they're not BLK, but then talking down to BLK people and
They
jumping in and
talk
out of
down. I've seen
blackness.
so many Jamaicans who talk down to black people. What are you talking about? I have seen that,
We
but I
talk
wouldn't
down
say.
to black people. We talk down to black people. Okay, sure. You want to say that
Thank you.
too. We're not going around saying we're not BLK though, in the
Oh
vast
my
majority
God.
like your community
I can
does. No, we're
literally
not.
find you a rando video of somebody out there who
And
claims
I
that.
could show you comment after comment after comment and people
I
after
don't
people
deny
after
that at
people
all.
in my thread
Guys,
saying
do you
that.
do you guys realize you are saying the same thing?
Politely,
Thank
can you
you.
let everybody else? Can
Yeah, you
let
guys are
everybody
just saying
else
the same
speak,
thing,
please?
like different perspective, but literally the same thing.
It's like a back and front thing within you guys.
But
I understand you
Swaggy,
guys.
it has nothing to do with you. It has
You know,
nothing.
it's really
I'm not trying to cause
Even the
chaos
issue has
here.
nothing to
I'm
do
just
with
trying
all
to
of you.
de-escalate
Other
things.
people are creating this problem, not you
Yeah,
guys.
let's just politely talk one by
Bro,
one, and
move,
everybody's
man.
fine.
In the comments is doing too much. Go on, because everyone, Coco.
Right. The issue. Wait, guys, 1 second.
So let Coco go. This has nothing to do with none of us. It's between these three. So let's let Coco go.
Right. Reality is the issue that me and Angel have with you specifically is when you were beefing with us, you were hanging out with niggas and several males that were not only misogynistic but were anti-BLK. That's what we're holding you accountable. You are running around saying you're BLK, but that's what the people that you were hanging out with. That is the issue that we're having. And instead of saying, yeah, guys, I fell out with this guy, this, that, and the third, you're denying it. You're denying what they were doing to us on this side of TikTok that has nothing to do with you guys. And instead of saying, yeah, we I blocked him, this, that, and the third, you just double down, making it seem like you didn't know that you were surrounding yourself with people.
Nope, I never said that. I never said that.
Crazy,
was I
man.
calling them
and
out?
Also,
Yes or no?
Kobe, let me finish. What the hell? Why are you allowed to cut people off, but I can't? That's crazy work to me. That's actually crazy work to me. And another thing is, you're talking about Jamaicans bleach themselves. That's a global thing, but Jamaicans don't have a slur for other BLKs, like Jareer, like Baria. That's literally aimed at Bantus and West Africans. Like if you quote unquote don't have that people from like a cushetic appearance, that is literally the rhetoric that's slurred at you. So let's not compare apples to oranges. It's just not the same. It's just not. You guys literally have actual slurs that are the equivalent to the N-word. No other group of people does that.
Yeah, so Nigerians call Afro-Americans akata all the time, right? So that's very interesting to me because I've literally heard Nigerians
But akata's not a
Africans.
slur.
It is. It literally means lost
It's
cat.
not.
Wait, can I finish? Right? So they do use it as a slur. I've heard it literally being used as a slur. When we look at the term baria, by the way, but baria is a term which is derogatory, yes, but it wasn't meant for West Africans. You want to know why? East Africans are called baria. There's a very famous Eritrean singer. His name is Yamana Baria. Literally, his last name is Yamana Baria. Okay? Because you saying that we have a slur that is specific to West Africans is misinformation. I have literally Ethiopians get called that, Eritreans get called that, East Africans in general have had that term baria used on them. I'm
What
not
does it mean?
I'm not
The
saying
Nigerian
Americans get
I'm not
called
saying
akata
wait,
too, so what's
one
your
second.
point, Chloe?
I was about to say, she
Kobe,
lying.
no, hold on,
One second.
Kobe.
Wait. One second.
What does baria mean? What does baria mean? What does baria mean?
One second. I am not saying it is not a derogatory term. What I'm saying is you guys trying to frame it as if this is a derogatory term that is targeted to West Africans is misinformation. It was not specifically made for West Africans. It is not specifically to West Africans because it is also a term that is used on our people. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's great.
Kobe, you're being disingenuous.
The example you
Kobe.
use of Akata, like Nigerian Americans, we get
Sorry,
called Akata
Snow.
too. There's
Sorry,
other
Snow.
people that
Can you
get
ask
called
her?
it, so it doesn't
Sorry,
make it
sis. Can you
any
ask her
like
something?
better. Like I don't
Can
get
you
it.
ask her what the term baria means? It means slave. Wildcat and slave are two different. That's two different words.
You saying that this is a word that was specifically created for West Africans is
No,
misinformation.
listen. The word is slave.
You said
and
it's a slur that
That's
is
not what she
specifically to
said,
That's not what I
Kobe.
said. You're twisting my words.
You said there is a slur that is
Are you gonna
targeting
explain
Bantu people
what
and
does baria
targeting
mean?
West Africans.
What does baria
Slave.
mean?
It means slave or servant.
So do I
okay?
have to explain
But
to
my
you how
point
bad
is,
it is to
no,
call
I
other
never
BLK?
said it's not
So
bad.
why are you
I
comparing
never
that to
said it's not bad.
Wildcat
What I'm
and
saying
slave
is,
are two different things.
what I'm
It's two
saying
different
is,
things.
again, I never said it is not bad. What I'm saying is that this is a term that is also used on East Africans. Okay? I'm never saying that it's not bad. But you trying to frame it as a term that specifically targets West Africans is misfucking information. That's what I'm saying.
But she literally never said it was a term created for West Africans.
She said you have slurs created for other black people or for
You guys use
for
racial. No, hold
for
on.
West
You
Africans.
guys
She
use
said you guys
racial slurs.
use it as a slur towards other black people.
Yeah, you
That's
guys
literally
literally
what she
use-
said. And
Right.
Kobe, let's not play disingenuous. You know why the hell people feel comfortable calling me Baria and Jareer. Don't play stupid. Do not play stupid on this panel, Kobe. Do not play stupid.
Again, I am
you know
not
why they're
going to
doing it.
deny the colorism issue. I would never deny
No,
that.
it's not. It's
But
not
for
about
you to
colorism,
sit here
Kobe.
and
You know
or
why they call us.
anti-blackness or featureism, right?
Kovi, I am talking to you about the word Baria. You know why they targeted towards West African people. Sure, it may not have been created for us
They
specifically,
use it on
but you
East
know,
Africans today. I literally called an Ethiopian person a
why
Baria
they're
just the
using
other
it with.
day.
But
What are you
Kovi,
talking
you know
about?
why they're using it against people that have a certain phenotype and look.
I'm telling you, it's not only, listen, I'm telling you, it's also used against East Africans, not only people of a certain phenotype or look.
But even the East Africans that they use it against usually have a certain phenotype
No, it's
and
not.
look.
No, it's not. No, it's
Kobe.
not. No, it's not. No, it's not always that way. It's not always that way. It's not always that way.
They like
Kobe,
they
you're being
often call it towards like the
disingenuous.
Oromo people who were enslaved at some point. Like there's certain ethnic
I've
groups
called
that they
an
like
Akana
to
person a Baria
toss
before.
it to certain like ethnic groups, but
No,
No,
not
she
specific ethnic groups.
here's
To
the
Oromo,
thing, Living
the
Soul.
word
She
to Oromo people is
knows
Gala.
she
With a
knows that the
G
word Baria is targeted at BLK people, specifically ones that went through colonial
That's not true.
colonialization by European powers.
That is not true.
I'm talking about when people use it colloquially as a slur, Kobe. Yes, it is.
That is not
yes.
true.
Yes.
That is not
Kobe,
true because
stop.
it's literally
Kobe,
again.
Kobe,
Is it used
Kobe,
in
we
an
are not. We are
anti-black?
not.
Again,
Kobe,
I'm trying to be honest. Again,
stop.
one second.
We are
Wait,
not.
one
No,
second.
you're
One
not.
second.
No, you're
Is
not.
it
You're
used?
being
One second.
disingenuous.
One second.
You are
One second.
not.
One second. One second.
You're not. You're
Is
being
it one second?
disingenuous.
Is it used?
No, no.
Is
Just
it?
let me
Can I?
finish what I'm saying, and then you
It's
can
not,
finish what you're saying because you're not listening. You're just trying to, I don't know, low key run defense for this. I don't know what you're doing. You could say, okay, the word was not created specifically to target West Africans or BLK people in this sort of a way. Sure, we know there's a lot of words that were not necessarily created for that purpose, but we all know when people use them colloquially, when people use them in everyday banter, we know what they mean by it. We know bedwench is not something that was specifically created for Black women. But we know when people use bedwench, they're usually talking about a BLK woman. That's what we're saying. So even if you're saying Badia was not created for us, you know why they use it. And then you know why they're calling people in the diaspora Badia. Don't pretend. You know why they're calling us slave. We all know the word wasn't created for Black people slave either in English. But when everybody uses slave, what's the first thing that comes up in your mind? Black people.
And what I'm trying to tell you is,
come on, Kobe. Come on. Just at least take accountability for that.
I am not denying the colorism and anti-blackness, bro. Why the fuck is nobody listening to me? I have not once denied that there is colorism, featureism, anti-blackness within my community. I have not one fucking time denied that. The fact that you guys are just trying to fight and not listening to what I'm fucking saying, to me is crazy. I am saying that this term today is not only used on West Africans, it's used also on East Africans. I'm telling you today.
Yes, and we're trying to tell you which
oh my God.
ones.
Can I please finish? Can I please finish? Can I please finish? Can I please finish?
Oh my God.
Can I please finish?
I don't understand what you're not getting. Continue. I don't understand what you're not getting.
I understand what you're getting. I understand what you are saying. Absolutely understand what you are saying.
So then what are you arguing with me about?
Because you take the people that you have an issue with, and then you try to generalize all of us and say that a vast majority of us, if all of us don't identify as black, or all of us are not this, or all of us are not that. And I see the types of lives that get hosted, right? So when I'm addressing these specific people, of the people who literally make fun of our genocides, and I'm specifically addressing them, I don't address all Bantu people. Okay, I address specifically those people who literally have, like, one of them literally just the other week told me she can't wait until Eritreans go extinct. And when I address people like her, I get people like Coco tell me that I'm anti all Bantu people, when that is not the case. If I can sit here and if I can have these conversations, which I do, by the way, I have these conversations on a regular basis about anti-blackness with my community too. Like, with my community too. I do have these conversations, okay? So when I'm having these conversations with my community, and then on the other side, I am addressing people who are dehumanizing me and my people, saying that we deserve G-side or our G-sides are funny, and they laugh at it, I don't get how that makes me anti all Bantu people.
Well, Kovi, I'll be honest with the Bantu stuff. When it comes to you, I've heard it from several other people in the space. You're anti-Bantu, so that I don't know. That I can't vouch for that. And frankly, from what I see from a lot of Horners, I'm not saying it's you, but from what I see from a lot of Horners in the space, I wouldn't necessarily put it past you. I'm just saying. My problem is
how is it unfair? How is it unfair that you're saying, because you have seen other Horners say this stuff, that I could possibly be that way as well?
Because you literally were hanging out with niggas. You were hanging out with niggas.
Because
I was literally calling him out on his panel every damn time.
You made him your mod in your life. You literally brought Angel up there, and you literally crazy. Teamed up on her with him, a man that literally mocks Bantu G-side, and then you come on this panel and you want to cry about
wait. When I was talking to him back then, did I know about that? He was mocking G-sides.
I told you, but Kovi, I told you that Negus. Kovi, I told you Negus was anti-black. I did tell you that.
There's a difference.
I did tell you that.
Wait, hold on. Anti-blackness, I don't deny, okay? But when we're talking about making fun of G-sides, did I know that? Did I know that he was making fun of G-sides? Because I would never stand for any of that.
Hold on, Kobe. But Angel told you when she was on your platform
that he made fun of G-sides. No, she did not.
And you teamed up on her.
He did not.
And not only that, you
bring me that proof.
It's on
bring
your
me that proof. Bring me that proof that I was made aware that G-sides were being made fun of.
I don't know what else to tell you.
No. Bring me that proof. Bring me that proof, because I would never ever stand for anybody who makes fun of G-side.
A slave and a wildcat is one of the same.
Bring me that proof. Bring me that proof. Bring me that proof.
It's okay, Kobe, but you did do that. That's what you
bring me that proof. No. Bring me that proof, because something that you can say, I swear to God, on my mother's life, my so dear mother that I love so much, I would never ever be okay with anybody making fun of G-side. That is literally goes against every single belief that I hold.
Okay, but Kovi, this is why it still doesn't make sense.
So this is my point.
When I told you he was anti-black, you should have just if your cause was real, which again, I don't know if it is or isn't. I'm not in your heart. You're the only one in your own heart. When I told you he was anti-black, you should have just demodded him then. Now, again, this Bantu stuff, I don't have any idea about this, but I do know that Negus And even around that time, I did know that he was known in the space for saying anti-Bantu things, because he has done it on Mother of Mankind's live. He has done it in other spaces before. So I don't even really, when it comes to that, now for this, again, this Bantu stuff, I don't really
Can we forgive
understand
each
what
other
it
and
is.
just move on,
I don't
please?
understand how,
For my sake,
yeah, I
please.
don't really understand why you're in it. Now, my problem is, I just don't like when you just make it seem like, oh, I just go in on your people for no reason. No, there's a reason. There's a reason. Usually they say something anti-black, you're not going to come for my people, and I'm going to fire back at you. And even when it came to the things that were said, because I'm assuming you're talking about when things were getting up on my panel, the things that were said about your people deserving a G side, was that correct? No. But the reason why people were on the panel saying that is because there was literally an Eritrean man quite before that celebrating the unalivement of Jamaicans, talking about, it's great that we're flooded, it's great that we're this, that, and the third.
Wait, that happened on your panel too?
Yes, when I put up the prompt, when I put up the prompt asking Horners why are they speaking about Jamaica, we don't speak on y'all about the hurricane.
Hold on one second.
Literally came up on the panel saying that we
in the
deserved
comments,
it.
stop, or I'm going to block you.
Wait, hold on. So somebody made fun of East African genocides?
Why are you overlooking the fact that they're making fun of Jamaicans drowning?
That's disgusting. They should be cussed out. They should have been cussed the fuck out.
Tunnel vision with you, Kobe.
No, I'm not tunnel vision. I'm saying again, they should be cussed the fuck out. They should be cussed the fuck out. But the problem is, the issue that I have is, right, a lot of people, instead of cussing that person out, they drag their whole community with them.
Because
So
you're dragging somebody's whole community.
Yeah, but my point is,
you have to understand how, like, look, you have to understand how Jamaicans are going to take it. If we don't talk about y'all, which again we don't even know y'all exist. If we don't talk about y'all, and you're making lives, and then you come into our lives when we ask a simple question, because my simple question is, why are Horners even speaking on the hurricane in Jamaica? What does it have to do with you? We don't come from you all, so it doesn't even make sense that you're speaking on it. If you're going to come on other people's panels and say things like people's families deserve to unalive, the hurricane, it's a good thing it happened to y'all. Y'all deserve to be underwater. This is why God is getting rid of y'all, blah, 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 blah. If you say all these things and then Jamaican people clap back, making fun of your G side, you can't play victim.
But that's not how it is, though.
And this is my thing with you all from the lives, and I'm only speaking from the lives that I have seen. You guys come up there, you make fun of Jamaican people, you make fun of the G side that's going on with other groups of people. You make fun of the hurricane that's going on in Jamaica. And then when they clap back, you guys are upset. You can't do that. That's my only thing with your community. Do I think either side should realistically be making fun of these things? No. But you can't, this is my thing. And this is why we're just two very different people that just don't get along, because we're just from two very different cultures. Look, the way how Jamaicans are, if you're going to clap with your whole chest, we're going to clap back with our whole chest. That's just it. That's just all. I'm not going to sit there and ask Horners for an apology. No. Like, if you say something disrespectful, somebody else is going to say something disrespectful. I'm going to say something disrespectful.
Yeah,
that's the way how it works.
Yeah, so
you guys cannot play victim, and that's what I'm tired of. You guys
No, I'm not playing victim. No, I'm not playing victim.
You kind of are. You kind of are.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Yes, because you literally just tried to look past what they said about a hurricane.
No, I'm not.
Again, what they said about my people? What about what your people said about mine?
Hold on 1 second. I literally said from the beginning, anybody who said it about Jamaicans is disgusting, right? And I can acknowledge that. Can you acknowledge that the anti-Horner sentiments are also disgusting? Because it wasn't only your live, by the way. I didn't even know that somebody said that on your live. I was specifically talking about this person called Nikanyezi or something like that, Indigo, who hosted a whole panel. There was no Horner on her panel then. Who hosted a whole panel full of people making fun of East African G-sides. with
And
no
I could
Horner being there.
and that was not okay, but I could tell you why that live was done. I'm not saying it's okay, but I understand why she had that response, because literally there was an Eritrean man making fun of us being in a hurricane,
No, this
unaliving
is
in
before the
that.
hurricane.
She's
And
talking
that
about
is why
This is
those lives
before
had
the
been
hurricane.
created in response
This
of
is
clap.
before the
She's
this is
not
before the
Jamaican. She's
hurricane.
South African.
This is before the hurricane. I'm not talking about now. I'm saying this is before the hurricane. Okay, she made up a whole panel full of people making fun of Eritrean, like East African in general G-sides, and then she told me, whenever I see an Eritrean woman, I think slut. And then she on that live was talking about how she can't wait until people go extinct or whatever it is, right? But she isn't only the only person. I have seen multiple lives of people dissecting our identity, calling us Arab invaders, calling us Indians, telling us go back to Sri Lanka, all these different things, dissecting our identity, dismissing our history, all of these different things, right? So I can sit here and acknowledge that anybody who made fun of any type of G-side when it comes to specifically your people is disgusting. And I denounce that 100%. Can you denounce the same type of things that are being said about Horners, though?
Yeah, of course. Both sides, it's wrong.
Okay.
But what I don't,
Good. Now
the
we are
only
getting
thing I
somewhere.
don't like
We are
about,
finally getting somewhere.
yeah, the only thing that I don't like about her community, and I've told many Horners this, I don't like when you guys do things first, because a lot of the time you do. You come into people's comments, you be anti-black, you be saying outlandish shit, because I've even seen you guys celebrating South Sudan and all types of crazy stuff. You cannot, as a community, go and say crazy stuff to other groups of people and then be mad when those people clap back. And I'm not saying you do that, but you have to also acknowledge your community does that. You guys honestly behave like white women. You guys like to throw stones and then hide your hands. And I'm not saying it's all of you all of the time, but you even know that's true for your community. And that's my thing. I'm not saying it's right on either side, but y'all need to stop crying when people clap back. And that's just the only thing. I personally don't care that your community hates me. Like, I don't care. Your community is anti-black. It is what it is. Like, we just gonna always have it up, just like how white people always have it up for BLK people as well. Like, it is what it is. I don't care about that. But just don't play victim when you get a clap back. That's my only thing with y'all. Don't play victim when you get a clap back.
But here's the thing, Angel. The people that are causing the problem, it's not you or COVID or Coco. It's other people. You get me?
But Baba,
They got you fighting.
No, Baba, you know the issue that I have with Kobe is...
No, but Kobe lies too.
Yeah, that as well. You know what the issue I have with people like Kobe is? She only sees our side. She doesn't see the fact that we've been antagonized. That's the problem that I have. Do you understand? I literally just rage baited another Bantu, okay, for calling everyone here that's Fulani an Indian. She doesn't want to accept that part. She has issues with a sector of people.
Wait, who said that?
You said that. You trying to imply to me like I'm a Bantu supremacist.
Wait, who said I rage baited a Bantu?
No, I did.
Coco did.
Yes,
Someone was here earlier.
Someone was here earlier. But the reality is she doesn't see that, right? She thinks we're all hateful, this and the third. That's not the case. If you are going to make fun of my G side and you're going to call me a cannibalist, the gloves are coming off.
Wait, I'm telling you, address that person.
No, I'm telling you, the gloves are coming off. So whatever happens afterwards, I'm not going to apologize because I don't disrespect people until they disrespect me.
That's not true.
If you what?
Coco, that's not true.
That is true. Very much.
No, for Coco, that's not true.
That's very much true. No, that's very much true.
You came at me from the get-go for simply knowing I was Eritrean without having to say anything to you.
True. That's not true. I added you because the way you handled Angel was very disgusting. For you to bring those two Eritrean men up there that are that have participated in misogynoir and participated in anti-BLKness, and they were both modded up, and you guys would not let my girl speak, is why I had beef with you.
I was letting her speak.
No, you were not, Coco.
I was letting her. I was trying to let her speak. I was.
Before that, I didn't care about you.
I was.
You were not, Kobe.
I was trying to let you speak.
No, Kobe, you were not. Kobe, you could be honest about it. You felt some type of way because you took it some type of way, and you were not letting me speak. Just like I can be on.
No, that's not true. I was actually letting you
No,
speak.
you were not.
Let's make the
Kobe.
sisterhood proud, guys. Come on.
I was literally trying to make you speak
Yeah.
while you were trying to say that we were not indigenous to the land.
Don't be pushing it with that brother.
You were literally saying that we were not indigenous to that land, and I was still giving you the space to speak. You were literally telling me that my people are not indigenous to the land, that we're invaders, that we're outsiders.
That's not what I said, Kobe.
You did. You were trying to say that we were all mixed outsiders. Were you not?
That's not what I said. I literally said that Horners just have some Neanderthal DNA. That's what I said. I never said that you guys were invaders and all that stuff.
You did. You said we were mixed. You said we were mixed.
But you guys are mixed.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
You guys literally have Neanderthal DNA, Kobe.
Yes, I do not have any Neanderthal DNA. I've literally done my ancestral DNA.
Okay, Kobe, whatever
I can literally show you my ancestral DNA right now. I don't have any Neanderthal DNA, and that's my point. You make these comments about our identity, and then you expect us not to be offended.
Kobe, what the fuck are you talking about?
You were on my panel that day, literally trying to push the idea that we are all just mixed, that we are all just like, you were saying that we were like not really indigenous because we were mixed. That's what you were saying. You were literally saying that.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. And
no, I wasn't.
You were trying to say we were not black, even though you were trying to say we were not black.
And this is what I mean. This is my problem. You like to lie. Now, you could say that I was on somebody else's panel.
On my panel.
You could say that I was on somebody else's panel that says those things. Sure, whatever. That's their business. But that's not what I told you. I told you guys have the out of Africa migration theory, which your ancestors migrated out, they mixed with other hominids, and they came back in. That's the truth.
So this is different. Admixture and mix, though.
So then how is it
admixture and mix is different. No, but admixture and mix is different. Trying to say that because we have some admixture, that we are somehow not African, not indigenous to Africa, or we're somehow not black is just misinformation. Because you know who else has admixture?
Your people literally said, this is what I mean. This is the issue that I have. No, girl, this is the issue I have with you, because you like to misinterpret things on purpose. And I literally told you why I said that. Your people came to my page and said we're not black because we're mixed. Like this is their art. Like Kobe, I don't understand what you don't understand. I've told you this months ago. My argument, I've been telling you this. My argument is not about your DNA, your la 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 la. I don't care. That is not my main argument.
Can we stop saying your people though?
Whose people are they? They are your people.
The people that you've talked to. The people that you've talked to.
They're Horners.
You have not talked to Eritreans.
Are you not a Horner?
So now you want me to like take responsibility for all Horners?
No, but
I'm not asking you to take accountability for Horners right now. That's not what I'm doing. I'm literally saying your people, as in Horners, your people will come and be like, oh, we're mixed. We're not like you on my panel. So if I say you all are mixed, which your own people are saying it out of their mouths.
Well, we're not mixed. We have admixture, but we're not mixed.
Then you need to go talk to your people about that. So that's not a thing.
I can have these conversations with my community.
That's not a thing to talk to me about.
I can have my conversation with my community, but I don't think anybody outside of my community should be telling us that we're not indigenous. We are fucking indigenous to Africa. We are indigenous to Africa, whether you fucking like it or not. Anybody.
That's not my problem.
Anybody who has an issue.
So then So then here's the thing. The whole indigenous to Africa part, you need to go talk to African NGA about that, because that's who your real problem with. Your real problem, not with me. My real problem with your people, and I've told you this.
Your people is crazy again.
Are you not a Horner?
It's just...
I'm not saying it to be offensive. It's just like if you said Caribbean and you said your people, yeah, those are my
I wouldn't
people.
say that. I wouldn't say your people, though.
If you did, I wouldn't be offended, because it's not an offensive statement. Those are your people.
No, but you're making a generalizing statement.
Because we're having a general conversation, Kobe.
No, but you're making a generalizing statement by saying your people instead of specifically talking about the people. Like if you said the people who say, wait, hold on, Angel, wait, hold on, 1 second, Angel.
Kobe, I am making a general statement. If it doesn't apply, let it fly.
No, this is the issue. This is the issue that I have. I'm not tone policing you. I'm not tone policing you.
Yes, you are.
I'm not. I'm saying if you try to say,
I'm not about to tone police myself for you,
stop saying I'm a white womaning. I'm not white. I'm not a
you
white
are
woman.
white womaning.
Stop fucking saying I'm white womaning. Stop saying I'm white womaning. I'm black.
You are white womaning.
Stop saying I'm white womaning. I'm black.
It is a general.
Stop saying I'm white womaning. I'm black.
Kobe, it is a general statement.
No, what I'm saying is you could literally talk about
We're not about to just change
this
our
is not what
language and
tone
be like,
policing is. This is not what tone policing is.
And not all, like, you've been speaking in a very, very general tone. I don't take offense.
I know
because I
have not
understand it's a general statement.
Can we come to middle ground? Can we just wrap it up and come to middle ground?
I'm not speaking in a general tone. I'm not speaking in a general tone. What I'm saying is I've been very specific in saying the people who say this stuff, I have been very specific in saying that because it would be delusional of me to say your people say this and your people say that. And that's all that I'm asking you. I'm saying if you could say the people who say that they're not African or the people who say that they're not black, that they're an issue. And I can agree with you that, yes, they are 100% an issue. But when you're saying your people this, how are you going to have an issue with everybody in my group, in my community? That's what you're trying to imply. And also you said your people don't like you. How do you know that? I don't hate you, Angel. Okay?
Yes,
I'm an Eritrean person and I don't hate you.
Shut the hell up. You was just calling me a bitch and all types of things. Girl, stop it.
Me calling you a bitch does not mean I hate you, okay? I think you're annoying.
Oh, no, you were speaking with very hateful passion.
Annoying. No, I think you are annoying.
I don't care what you think.
But just because I think you're annoying does not mean I hate you. Hate is a huge word.
I really don't care what you think.
Right?
For somebody who claims to not care, you speak about me way too much.
I don't speak about you. I was literally brought up on this panel. I didn't even bring you up first. I didn't even talk about the situation first. I was just in the chat simply commenting and Coco decided to talk about me and bring up my name. So it was not me. It was not me. I was minding my business in this chat.
Your name has nothing to do with you bringing up me, though. Because you could have talked about your issue with Coco.
She brought up the whole issue, and I brought up the whole issue too. She brought up the whole issue. I was minding my business in this chat because I actually like Baba's videos, okay? I like Baba's videos. I have liked a couple of his videos. I've even messaged him or whatever it is talking about his videos, okay? So I like Baba's videos. So I was in this chat minding my own business and then my name was brought up on the panel and lies were told about me. They were lies.
I'm sorry. What was the original topic? Wait, what was the topic of this panel?
You know what the topic actually was? Coco was going at it with this Bantu guy because he came here calling Fulanis B-stars and, telling us we're not indigenous to Africa and this, that. So Coco were going back and forth with him about the fact that he's actually the mixed one and he's light-skinned and blah, blah, blah.
Who's this person? Who's this guy?
Sun God.
Who's that?
Some guy.
Where is he from?
He's from Uganda. Uganda. He just a delusional guy. Yeah, and then everything just broke out, and now we've been here going in circles.
And then I was just in the chat because I was just listening to the live, and I commented something, and my name was brought up. Yeah. So I did not start anything. Okay.
When I don't stop fighting, can we not talk normally? Because I don't tire for now.
I would like. I mean, I think there's people like on all sides that are like, who kind of like repeat this type of rhetoric of who's indigenous, who's this. I mean, I just think it's futile. Like, I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's useless. I agree.
It is.
There's no reason to be having these conversations anyway.
And my thing is that's not even my argument. I don't even care about that part. Like I've told her a million times. My thing is, and again, this is just how I speak, and I'm not changing how I speak. I can acknowledge it's not everybody. It's a general statement for a reason. If her people say they're not BLK, like I'm telling you, Sister Jua, I don't care. But my
What
thing
did you
is,
say?
the only reason why I even started those lives in the first place is because they would come on Mother of Mankind's panel being very racist and anti-black. And it's like, okay, well, you say you're not black people. You jumped down my throat because I called you all black people. Okay. I apologized. I said, okay, you all say you're not black. Okay, I won't do that anymore. But then my problem with them is, okay, you guys say you're not black, but then you speak on black issues and you jump in and out of blackness, like what mixed people do. That is it. That is all. So all my
Do you
lives have
have the
ever been.
names of those people? Because I noticed that, like, I know what you're talking about, and I noticed it's like often like the same people were like, I'll be like on a like Nigerian panel or something, and they'll be in the comment section like, saying this type of stuff, putting like monkey emojis and all that stuff. Like, do you know the names of these people? Because I often see them like everywhere. It's really annoying, but I get what you're saying. Like,
Yeah, it'd be like
Troll account.
Negus was one of
It's a
those
troll
people that would do that,
account.
oh, I thought,
and that's
I thought you guys
that's
were
my
just saying
thing.
the
If
N word. What, Negus?
yeah, and
Oh
that's my
yeah,
thing.
I've been on his panel. I've been on his panel before.
And if that's the thing, if they do that,
And he's very
I mean, he
he's
called
very
me
racist
Jawa
too.
white tea woman, so I could care less whatever he called us
No,
or
but
Guinea.
he's joking.
yeah, and
He's
that's
not
my thing.
serious.
Like, if they say they're not black, that's fine. But then my lives are only
I
about, okay, if
mean,
you say you're not a black person, then why are you in black people's business? This doesn't make sense. And that was the only thing with my lives. I've never attacked these people unless these people attack my people. Now, when I ask you that question and you start going in how you're a slave, this, that, and the third, and my ancestors didn't eat, and okay, now I'm gonna go in on you because now you want to hit with slavery, you wanna touch my people that way. Now I'm about to violate
okay,
you.
so
Otherwise, from that, I don't violate these people.
one thing I'm gonna say is, okay, I don't represent my community. I represent myself. Everybody else on this app, the people who are on TikTok, who talk about these things, right? They represent themselves. They don't represent the whole community. The same way, Angel, it would be nonsensical of me to think that you represent Jamaica. Okay? So the issue that I have is, stop pretending as if rando people on TikTok represent their whole community. They don't. They were not voted in. A majority of the people probably don't even know they exist. Okay? And I can say, if I say some things, you can hold me accountable for the things that I have said. If Nagus said something, I don't know, you could say something that he said. If anybody else said something, you could do that. But to try to hold like a whole community accountable, or to try to say it's your community, your people, your dude, your all this stuff, that is the issue that I have specifically. That's the only issue that I have specifically. Nothing else.
Well,
Everything
Kofi,
that I
on
say just
that,
represents me.
Kofi, on that, respectfully, until I see more people like you pushing back truly against it, we're gonna have to disagree, because even in real life, your community does have that anti-black sentiment, and I know because I've experienced it myself. I've experienced it both real life
Disagree to
and
disagree.
online.
I'm done. I'm gonna drop. I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Baba, for letting me up. I just don't like people lying on my name as well. But yeah,
But you lie on people.
I haven't lied on anybody.
Let's
You
just get
literally
along,
sat up
guys,
here and
please.
lied on
There's no
anybody.
need for it.
Just
not
Literally.
just block people. It's just trolls. Like, you shouldn't
Yeah.
take them
Like,
seriously.
you guys have said the same thing, like from different side of the team. Like, literally, yeah.
No, host, my problem.
It's other people causing the
my problem
problem.
was
Yeah,
that
and
she
I just think that
lies.
Baba,
She
like,
lies
it's
a lot.
She had them as mods. She had them as
I
mods.
I don't have them as mods. Okay, so don't lie. I don't have them as mods.
Niggas as your mods. Is that what you're gonna say? Niggas
What?
wasn't your mods? Niggas.
No, in the past, yes, but not anymore. Not anymore.
But back then,
Not
he was
anymore.
like that.
Not
Back
anymore.
then, when he was your mod, he was like that.
What I'm just gonna say is, right, I think, like, I can acknowledge this, but we also need to acknowledge the fact that there have been lives, and there have continued to be lives, by the way, not only now, but like, I've been on TikTok for like 3 years, okay, and I've seen these lives countless times of people making fun of our G-sides, making fun of our identity, dismissing our indigeneity. Literally, now with what's happening in Sudan, I've literally seen people making fun of what's happening in Sudan. I've literally seen people making fun of what happens to us in Libya. saying, well, now it's your time to be enslaved. Just because they're enslaving you, you have an issue with that, right? So,
because your people
Coco
went
has
around
said
for
that
3
as
years
well.
on this
I've heard
platform
Coco say
making fun of
that.
enslaved
Wait, me?
other
About
people that
Libya,
were enslaved.
yeah, about Libya.
That they're enslaving all
The
people.
thing is,
About
hold
Libya.
on,
You said now you have an issue that you guys, because now just because you guys are enslaved in Libya, you have an issue with it. Did you not say that?
Prove it.
Did you not say that?
Prove it.
You're such a liar, okay?
Prove it,
So
COVID.
as I was saying, okay,
Why are you lying
I
so
have seen people making fun of what happens to us in Libya, making fun of the G-sites that happen in East Africa, making fun of our famine. I've literally seen panels full of people making fun about the fact that we starve. So there's a lot of anti-Horner sentiments as well that I would like to address. I can address that part and acknowledge that it is problematic and should be condemned, but let's not pretend as if there aren't whole lives hosted about our side, like our community as well, making fun of our G-sides.
That's because your community says anti-black stuff towards people.
Okay, great.
That's usually why those
Thank you for
lives
having
happen.
me, Baba. Yes. Blame us for making fun of our G-sides.
I'm not saying it's okay.
I don't tie with you.
Blame us for making fun of our
I'm
G-sides.
sorry. I'm
Exactly.
sorry. I'm
Making
sorry.
fun
I'm
of the
sorry. It's enough.
G-sides is actually
Enough, guys.
I never said it was. I never said.
Enough. People are tired. Enough, guys. People are tired with you guys going back and forth for no goddamn reason. None of you are making sense because you guys are saying the same damn thing the whole time. We have been telling you guys are saying the damn thing the whole time. You people are not even listening to yourself. You guys want to go back and forth for no goddamn reason. We are tired of you people, man. Come on, man. You guys are saying the same goddamn thing the whole time.
Shush, man.
I was about to say, because I never said that it was okay.
Hold on, Angel. I would like for her to prove me that I mocked Sudan and I mocked the whole Libyan thing. I literally make poems about it.
Said Sudan.
My mods are Sudanese. I literally
never said Sudan. I never said Sudan. I never said you. No. I said there have been people who have mocked Sudan.
You said me.
What you said, no. Your comment was about Libya. Your comment was about how, now you guys have an issue or whatever it is because you guys are being enslaved in Libya or whatever it is. You made those comments. I never said you mocked Sudan, though.
Thank you, Baba Sarki, for raising me and letting me into your court. Now I would like to speak to, several of the panelists. Good day, everyone. We have gathered here, in the gathering of evidence, by witnesses, and they have made their testimonies. Okay, Angels, I see you during this procedure. You have been acting, not quite orderly. I could, accuse you of several counts of, defamation of character, as you have done, to,
Dude, wrap it
my
up.
defendant, Nugus. Now, Nugus has been on the front cover of Times Magazine, during the...
Are you guys going to make up or not?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing, guys.
I want her to prove to me.
I don't have a problem with her. She needs to stop lying on me. My problem with her, she
I
lies
just
too
want
much.
people to stop mentioning my name. That's all. I don't want my name to be mentioned. Okay. I don't. Listen. What you do on your panel, it's what you do on your panel. I don't care, right? Do it. Do you, boo? But I need people to stop mentioning my name, right? The issue that I had was the moment I came into this live, you mentioned my name and said I'm anti-Bantu, which I'm not. Okay, prove that. Prove that I am.
Bro,
Can you
you guys,
prove
that I am?
Can you hold on?
none of you
Hold
are
on,
like the
hold
problem,
on,
bro. It's
Baba,
other people
Baba,
causing this,
wait,
though.
Baba,
Prove
hold
that I
on.
am.
And I need you to prove what I said about the whole.
Prove that I am anti-Bantu.
I will. I'll put it on my account.
Yes, the thing, I don't think Kobe is anti-Bantu. I don't think
Hold
Coco
on.
is anti-anything as well. Like
I
I keep
to
saying,
prove me that I mocked
the problem is from other people, not you guys.
Okay, so unless you can bring up anything that I have said, right? which was anti-Bantu, you're just chatting fucking shit.
And I can say the same for you. Stop.
So as I was gonna say, yeah, I don't bring up your name everywhere I go though.
Listen,
I don't bring up your name everywhere I go though. You bring up my name everywhere I go.
You literally
You bring up my name everywhere that I go. Okay. You did. You mocked the fact that East Africans are being enslaved in Libya. You mocked it. You mocked it.
Prove it.
So anyways, Baba, I'm just gonna at this point, yeah, girl, stop being fucking pressed, bro. Bring up my name all the fucking time you see me.
Why would I be
Every single time you see me, bring up my name is chat some shit.
Thank you so much.
But Baba, thank you very much for letting me up. I'm gonna drop. I just don't like people bringing up my name. Just wanted to say that. But thank you very much for letting me up. I do like your videos, by the way. Please keep going as to what you're doing.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on.
Bye. Thank God.
Damn. I don't even know what to say.
Can we talk about
Angel, like, I don't know. I feel other people are causing these things for you guys, you know.
No,
Who was muting me? Hold on, Angel, wait, Angel. Who keeps muting me? That's why I want to know.
I don't know. No, not me. I'm not even near my phone.
It was not me, anyways.
Right, fuck you.
Not me, because I don't have a full mod.
Right, fuck you, Yusuf. I know it's you.
Yeah, no, Baba, my problem with her is this. Kofi lies too much.
Does, and my issue
because not here, guys.
Because you saw she came up here saying one thing about me. Then when we're talking, then she's like, yeah, I can acknowledge. So then why are you coming up here just trying to make it seem like I just make hateful lies about your people for no reason? That's my only problem with Kofi.
She diverts from the topic that is being brought.
Okay, but she's not here now.
She diverts and she lies. That's my problem with her. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, okay, then let's move on from this.
Yeah, can we stop?
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Like I said, she needs to show me proof I did what I did. And I'll show her proof. That's all I need to know. That's it.
Clovis. What I think you guys should be doing is when people are typing these things in the comment, mute them or block them.
Angel, I'll be quick. I'm going to drop again. I want to say one thing to Angel and Sergeant. Listen, at the end of the year, this is a public platform. Anything you say can and will be discussed. We all have the right to do that. So it's nothing personal. Kobe, yeah, right? If you have been on the app for 3 years, I think it's time for a break.
What? She's been on the app for 3 years, not us. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, she's on the app for 3 years. But look, this is a public platform. If you post a video or say something, right, people have the right to discuss what you said. You brought out here. You brought content. So if I give my opinion now about the Chinese politics or whatever, right, people have the right to talk about it.
But we're not here for
I'll
that.
say, oh, don't bring my name back. No, we are going to do that. Yeah, freedom of speech.
Yes, no, Clovis, that's not my problem. If you want to discuss the things that I discuss about the Horner community, I don't care. Just don't.
I think you guys should stop going to these lives. The guy you mentioned, stop going to his panel.
Okay, Baba, I have no idea why the Bantu men are on the fence. These women, Angel and Coco, are fighting for your dignity.
But
so I don't know why you're on the fence. Being neutral.
What does Bantu? I'm not even African.
Where's the Bantu man?
What are you talking about?
Whatever, man. Whatever.
Listen, Baba, the issue is she had mods that were literally perpetuating that, and she kept denying it. She said now she blocked them. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, she actually did do that. Yeah. And honestly, if like that was my only thing with her. If your cause is true about anti-BLK-ness in your community, then they should have been blocked a while ago.
Look, all I'm saying,
you should have just blocked them when I told you that. And the story.
But all I'm saying is, the topic was, I'm
Bantu, bro. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but what I'm saying is the topic was, that a certain community uses certain words that are offensive to a group of people, right? And you just sitting on the fence, right? It's not gonna help, by the way. I'm just saying. And I don't think it's gonna, you might think you might want to cater to East African women, but that's not gonna help, bro. You need to speak your mind. You need to speak up.
Now I'm with my Bantu people, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, Baba is not.
No, but
Baba
the moment you say, "Oh, let's move on," the moment you say, "Let's move on," can't we be friends and all of that? That is, I think that's pick-me behavior, bro.
But Clovis, he's not involved in this. Like, he just has a live. We never speak about these things. Someone comes up, they have an argument, we let them talk it out, and then, like, what is he supposed to do? It's not going to take any sides. He didn't take any sides in this whole time.
But I think he needs to take a side, to be honest.
Why?
No.
Why?
Why? This have nothing to do with him or us.
And honestly, I would be offended if he did. I'm a whole Jamaican woman. I could swing for myself. What?
I don't know. Me personally, I think silence doing injustice.
Clovis, I took a side out with the Bantus, bro.
Anyway, guys, I wish you could. But me personally, I'm gonna speak out. I'm not gonna be silenced.
I already told you. I'm with the Bantu. I
Great.
support the Bantu.
Great, Clovis. I hope, yeah.
Dang. Like, we can actually learn from each other, you know. Getting along is way easier than fighting.
Host, I'm
honestly.
gonna be honest. I was only getting along for you because she called me a bitch. I wanted to call her all types of things. There were all types of things I wanted to call
I get
her,
you, but it gets us
didn't. Out of
nowhere,
respect
bro.
for you,
Like,
I
literally.
You know what? Hold on, Baba. It doesn't get us nowhere when there's no accountability. No one is a perfect victim, you know. She was literally sitting here placating as a perfect victim.
Like I was saying, like, the way you guys are talking, both of your perspectives, the issues are being caused by other people. I don't think COVID has issues with anyone. I don't think Coco has issues with anyone. And I don't think Angel has any issue with anyone either.
Hold on, people and the comments.
No, it's the comment section. They're so annoying.
They're so annoying.
Guys, that's not the case, but she literally had some of them as mods. That is my issue.
Yeah,
with
she
her.
did.
She had them as mods, and I wish someone let me dance because that's what I wanted to ask. I said,
You know what I think it is?
Let's
I think
forgive
when
each
you
other,
guys,
guys,
when you
please.
guys are
No,
arguing, the
she
thing
needs
is
to-
the
she
comment
needs to-
section is fueling it. It's so annoying.
But I wasn't even paying attention to that. My thing was like, you can't say that and have them as mods. Like Baba, if I had a person that hates Fulanis and houses or whatever you are, right? You would be like, oh, what's up, Coco? I thought you were neutral. Why do you have someone that wants more people to be gone as a mod? Like, what's going on here? People are allowed to question you. People are allowed to question you.
I get you.
The only thing I did not like, because my problem with her is that she lies, because I don't like the fact that you said one thing and then I came up here and then you backtrack and you're like, oh yeah, no, it was this. And then I don't like the tone policing. It's a general statement.
Cool.
Like we're not
Are
about
we going to Nigeria to save Nigeria?
We're not about to tone police.
Who's
Like
coming
that's
with
just
me?
what I didn't
See,
like.
everybody stay in their lane.
So who's going to Nigeria to fight?
To save Nigeria.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Wait, what's happening in Nigeria now? I thought things were getting better.
Nah, Trump wants to invade Nigeria.
Yeah, Trump.
Oh,
well, no. He only threatened. He said that if the Nigerian government does not fix it by within a timeline, that is when he will bring people in.
But fix what? They're the ones funding Boko Haram. So what are we doing?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that Trump is kind of like, I don't know, he's trying to be like a white savior to people, and I kind of think that it's the US aid that is
But that's
giving
what
these
they do
people
all the time.
arms
That's
and
what they
everything.
do all the time.
And I'm like, wait, I'm like, you're literally the president of this country. How do you not know who is in your government that is sponsoring the terrorist attacks? It's things like this, and he's trying to make himself look big. And like I said before, I think you guys were on the time when I said it. If they label Nigeria as a country of concern, the senators and the politicians, all their dollar accounts and their properties in America will be frozen actually. So now everybody's running helter skelter.
What do you think, Living Soul?
Huh?
No, not you.
Okay. So now
I think that they're interested in the rare earth minerals in the north, where
I just think that they collabed with the government, with our government, and then make it seem like, oh, the USA is coming to save Nigeria because of Christians are being attacked. Then to us it seems like, oh yeah, Trump is gonna save the people here, and I'm like, literally, Trump's government is literally one that's sponsoring it. Right? So how am I not sure that the USA and Nigerian government has already collabed to make it look like a movie? And then they come like the way they normally do, collect the minerals and go back.
All right. Living, so what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's I think they're obviously, the president has done things to kind of be more aligned with China. And I think this is basically just a proxy war that the USA has against China. China owns a lot of rare earth minerals. Nigeria exports some of these rare earth minerals to China. I think it's USA that's just really interested in getting these rare earth minerals that are in the north. And so they're kind of just using this as an excuse. I think that the threat, I think what they're hoping to do is to for the government to make concessions, kind of similar to what they did in Congo and Rwanda. Remember when he threatened to invade Congo and Rwanda? Remember that, guys?
Yeah.
But but at the end, like they brought quote unquote peace by just signing a mineral deal that gave basically the U.S. a lot of the profits and everything. So I think it's just resource grabbing. I don't think they're concerned about Christians, Muslims, whatever.
Yeah,
It's just
I
about
agree.
resources. But unfortunately, I'm just going to say, unfortunately, too many Africans, they don't think. They're just so dumb in their religion, and so they're gonna believe it hook, line, and sinker that it's some religious war going on. They just, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it because people are gonna get offended. But
it's true. It has nothing to do with religion. It just
Let Angel say her piece.
I just wanted to say, sorry, host, about your live. This is not the way I would have liked to have met you. But it does sound like you have educational lives about Nigeria, and I'm glad to see Nigerians passionate about their own people in a non-divisive way. I will say, I just think Nigeria needs to become secular and let the religion go. At the end of the day, all these tribes and stuff, I can't relate to tribes as a person that is not African. I'm only of African descent, so I don't know what
Yeah,
tribal
I said
connections
one time we
anyone.
should ban tribes. I got cooked.
Yeah, like I just think that, for African people, tribes aside, it should be you guys are all Nigerian first, and you guys should all team up first on that, because at the end of the day, Yoruba and all that stuff, it doesn't really matter. What matters first is that you guys are BLK and you guys are Nigerian. And I really do hope people can see past that so that Trump's plans don't succeed. And I just wanted to say, have a good day to you and the panel. And I really do hope everything goes well for Nigeria.
All right, take care.
And honestly, and be careful because Trump also wants to invade Venezuela, right? And Venezuela, as you know, they are refugees all over the Caribbean, into Trinidad and everything. So that's the thing with this Trump administration. Anybody, any part of the world is at risk. You think something's just happening in that country or this country? It could happen to anyone, anywhere, all over the world.
If you go and watch the interviews, the same people that are coming on Twitter, they are saying their plans on the interviews, they're saying their plans on the bills they're passing, they're saying their plans on, I don't know, they have like a lot of things that is actually like, what's it called? It's listing out all the plans they have for Nigeria, for the Sahel, for Africa as a whole. However, people are not well read and people refuse to listen. You tell them this is what's going on, and all they care about is even if we die, at least the politicians die as well. The politicians, nothing is going to happen to them. It's best if we mobilize ourselves, call them to order, and get them to actually do work. But no, we're not doing any of that. All we know how to, we love to get simple things. We love to get things very easily.
Savage, do you want to add something to it before I go? No?
Yeah, I've said everything. I don't think there's anything to add.
Can I say something?
Did
All right, go on.
sunburn just come from my forehead?
Go on, Livingston.
I want everyone to follow Sav. His name is the African Hawk because he's going to go to the north, to these places. He's going to like Zamfara, which I hear is really dangerous. He's going to like Borno State and all that stuff over the next couple days. I think like in a week or so, and he's going to live stream it. And I think it's going to be really educational.
Yeah, I'll
really
go
good.
follow him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. See you guys. I need to go. Yeah. Take care.
Bye.
See you.
But they changed it after Christ because the Torah got changed after Christ. It's interesting with that fact by itself. You are the one that make it against the faith because if you actually paid attention, Palestinian Jews are fighting for Palestine. Palestinian Christians are fighting for Palestine, and Palestinian Muslims are fighting for Palestine. You are the ones that are from everywhere in the world pretending you're the Jews of the land and are literally doing everything in the book that is against all Abrahamic religions. Because if anybody can tell me in any of the Abrahamic religion where it says you can keep SA children and booming them.
Go ahead, Kavi.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me? I'm putting like a face mask on while I'm talking here.
Yeah,
So
no, we can hear you.
hopefully y'all can. Okay, perfect. So the one thing that I disagreed with is from like what was said here. I do think that it is the American establishment first. So the American citizens, like your average American person, might not benefit off of like what Israel is doing, but the American establishment definitely benefits, right? When we look at American corporations, when we look at American like passport privilege, the only reason that America was able to become this strong of a superpower, and continues to, have all this power on a global stage that somehow extends to its citizens. Because at the end of the day, even though the citizens might not benefit off of it, like money wise, you still benefit off of it as a society, right? Like Americans have passport privilege in comparison to the people in the global south. Americans have like within like the American society, right? American society is going to be built by the things that America is doing abroad, right? So Joe Biden said this in the 1980s. If Israel were never to exist, that America would have created her to further American interests, right? So I think like we need to stop pretending as if the West is this innocent being that is just controlled by by Israel, and like the West is not acting on its own volition when it is. Okay, the West is literally controlling Israel. It's not the other way around. 70% of Israeli weapons come from America. The other 30% come from Germany. If these countries literally actually wanted Israel to stop, they could have made it stop, right? But the reason as to why they will offer like sweet nothings and lip service about how they condemn what's happening in Gaza, but actually don't do anything to stop it is because they want Palestinians to be G-sided. Okay? Western governments want Palestinians to be G-sided. They are in full agreement with what Israel is doing. Israel is practically doing the dirty job of the West, right? As in like upkeeping and upholding Western hegemony within that part of the world, right? So I think like if we want to actually get further and if we want to actually like dismantle these systems of oppression, we have to understand at the end of the day that the West is the head of the snake, not Israel. Israel is just an arm of, or a finger on the arm of Western imperialism and is being actively wielded by the West against countries in the global south, the same way the UAE is also a finger in the arm of imperialism. These countries are anchor states. I mean, it was Theodor Herzl who said that Israel were to become a European outpost in the Middle East. Right? He said that. He said it was going to be a European outpost. So I think that's the only thing that I disagreed with, this idea that Israel controls the West. It's Israel first. No. It is America first. Literally. America funding Israel, America funding the UAE is America first. But when I'm saying America first, I don't mean the American citizens. I mean the American establishment, the American foundation and Western hegemony. That most definitely is first.
Does anyone want to go before I do? No?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. It is with the America, which is never the innocent. Let me remind y'all, we are the biggest terrorists in the world, is the U.S. because we've seen it multiple times. We just hide behind, we are spreading so-called fake democracy. But I do think it has not been America first for the last decade or so, because let us pay attention now where we have a government shutdown where Americans are going to lose a shit ton of everything. But what we aren't shutting down is the money that's going to Israel. So we shut down money that help Americans and like literally help Americans survive, including our veterans. But yet the money to help go boom boom and kill a bunch of children, that's still going freely. So we haven't been America first in quite a while. Where we used to be able to pretend we were America first, but now it's literally showing blatantly. You're not. They tried to make America great again. Anti-Semite. That's kind of putting America second.
Wait, but when I'm saying America first, I'm not saying American citizens. Why doesn't America stop Israel then? Like, America funds 70% of the military aid. America protects Israel diplomatically. America is also doing this through the UAE. The UAE is not being controlled by by Israel. It's literally getting this like an immense amount of funding through America as well, right? So why can't America stop it? Why does America continue to do this through different anchor states? And if America actually wanted to stop it, why doesn't it place an arms embargo?
I think there was a law that was passed a couple decades ago. I forget by which president that signed off on it, but it was basically a law that prevents us from
voting against
like using
them
our
and,
veto against them.
It's this right here. It's called the Israel. This is it right here. It's called the United States Israel Enhanced Security Cooperation Act of 2012. You go down to section 3, clause number 3. Maybe I can zoom in enough for you guys to see. Hopefully you can. Do you see this highlighted part right here? To veto any one-sided anti-Israel resolutions at the United Nations Security Council.
Yeah, and why did they pass this?
Israel first.
Because we're Israel first. These are the things that we're talking about when I say Israel first. And when you started saying the establishment, I'm thinking, all right, maybe she's talking about the oligarchs, you know, because that is one thing. It is always the oligarchs versus the haves versus the have-nots. But when you started saying that it doesn't mean the citizen first, that entirely right there is the problem. That fact that you're not taking care of the citizen. The citizen is the one that feeds. They work for us. We don't work for them.
No, I fully understand.
And I know you know that. So think from this perspective, from a citizen perspective, not a country perspective, it's definitely not America first. It's not even the way MAGA thinks about it, being America first.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about the country, because you have to understand that the West has been doing this before Israel ever even was a thought, right? So
that's always going to be a thing, though. The country's always going to be the country. They'll always take care of their bottom line.
No, I'm not talking about the bottom line. I'm talking about genociding the global South. The West
they're definitely doing that.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, right, this is the issue that I have, right? When we pretend like Israel is behind all of this evil and what's happening in Palestine exists within a vacuum. This is something that's so unique, right? It prevents us from actually going to the root cause and the root issue. Because what's happening in Palestine has been happening, unfortunately, in the global South for centuries. The same tactics, the same ethnic cleansing, the same usage of unaliving has been happening in the global South for centuries, right? Prior to Israel ever even existing. And the problem that I have is when we pretend as if Israel is this head of the snake and you hyper focus only on Israel, you get rid of Israel, America is just going to find another anchor state. Who's to say Jordan might be the next anchor state? Saudi Arabia might be the next anchor state, right? So you don't actually deal with the root cause of Western hegemony and Western oppression of the global South, right? So, for example, I'm Eritrean originally, right? The same tactics that are being used in Palestine were used against my people. My people were genocided for 30 years. Our bodies were run over with tanks. Starvation was used as a weapon of war, right? Over 1 million people were getting unalive, like 10 to 20% of our population. The same tactics. Literally, my mother, when she saw the footage in Gaza, the first thing she told me was, you are seeing this on TV. I saw it in real life. So what I need people to understand is what's happening in Palestine is not happening in a vacuum. It is it's a pattern of behavior with regards to how the West has been treating countries in the global South for centuries, for resource extraction, for empire expansion. and to continue upholding their hegemony. So this idea of, oh, the West is like not doing anything because Israel is just controlling everything is just exonerating the evil of the West. And if that's the case, who was controlling the West prior to Israel even existing? Because the West was still doing what the West is doing right now before Israel even existed, if that makes sense. But Noor, I think you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna add on to that. So aside from them also, like, I don't think people realize how strategic, I talk about this a lot, but how strategic an area is, like Palestine is as a region. And that's why you would have like people like John Quincy Adams, who even came before Zionism, who created proto-Zionism, right? Who was basically saying like, I want Jewish people to go reestablish Judea. They don't realize like how important that like Palestine is as like a geopolitical tool. They don't realize like the trade, the trade benefits. They don't realize like the oil benefits. They don't realize the agriculture benefits. A lot of people take all of that out when they talk about Palestine. They just look at it like, oh, it's over land. Oh, it's not just about land, right? Like, it's also about the trade. It's also about agriculture. It's also about the people. It's also like, it comes down to exploitation. And the U.S. has been doing this all over the global South for as long as it's existed. And even before it was the U.S., it was Britain, right? It's always been like the West exploiting all of us. And that's why you had them do what they did as well, like in India and Pakistan. But yeah, there's a multitude of reasons that I think people always leave out when they talk about what's happening. Yes, Herzl also talked about trade. Like, they knew it was important. Like, they know, like, we're on, like, if you control Gaza, you control the most important trade route second to the Suez Canal. So,
yeah,
that's it.
I agree 100%. And I think like it has always been about like their capitalistic endeavors, right? They try to control as many trade routes as possible to maximize their profits. And the West has been doing this the whole time, which is precisely why, again, Joe Biden literally said, if an Israel did not exist, America would have created her to further her own interests in the region. It is always about Western interests, about Western hegemony, how to continue upholding this tiered like apartheid state. The whole world is an apartheid state, right? Like, I would argue that the whole world is an apartheid state in that there is a tiered system that has been implemented by the West, whether it is the IMF, the World Bank, the United Nations, like all the WHO, like WHO, all these institutions that were created by the West actively only further Western interests, okay? So they were implemented for a reason, to continue working on behalf of the West and to continue upholding this tier system that literally tells us that we're not equal human beings, that depending on what geography we were born in, that our lives could be deemed like deemed to be like sacrificed at the altar of capitalism, or our lives are not valuable enough because of our geography, and we also are not going to have any type of leverage over other countries because of what the West has done, right? So the West continues upholding this system through its anchor states like Israel and like the UAE. And that's why they continue funding them. Because they could have easily stopped funding them. But they passed these laws, as you just showed, and they continue funding them because they want to fund them, if that makes sense.
Let me introduce Jenny from D Block and see what she's talking about real quick. Jenny, how you
Hi.
doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good as well. Thank you for asking. What brings you up to the panel, Jenny?
Well, I just wanted to, I really liked what you guys are talking about here. I think it's a kind of a very interesting debate conversation that you don't really get to hear a lot about. But the pieces that I find most interesting about in terms of the global order and the implementation of rules of law. I think that there is one of the pieces that, is it Covey, that you kind of left out of the conversation, is how those vetoes have been used and wielded in ways that, typically described as like Western nations have not been granted those same privileges. And you're absolutely correct that there is a tiered system with which laws apply to which countries, but there absolutely is no other nation that has been granted such free reign to have those special privileges, more so than Israel. And especially when you put that on a per capita basis, the population of Israel versus the population of the United States, and how those vetoes are being wielded, there is also the implication that the United States is more kowtowing to the whims and wills of the Israeli Knesset, more so than the other way around.
Now, I would argue that Israel is like an American proxy. Of course, it is like a special child. It's the golden child. But I would argue that Israel is like an American proxy. The same.
I would disagree. I don't think we've been American.
No, John. After Covey, I'm gonna let you speak. All right, solid. Got you. Go ahead, Covey.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was just going to say that America has multiple proxies in this region. When we look at Ethiopia, what it does in the Horn of Africa, when we look at Rwanda, what it's doing, when we look at the UAE, what it's doing, when we look at Israel, all of these countries that are allies of America have committed G-side, continue to commit G-side, multiple G-sides actually, and they continue to get away with it because these are all like American proxies. They allow America and the West in general, not only America, but the West in general as well, to exercise some type of control over these regions. And if you notice, right, these countries are strategically placed all around the world to be able, or specifically next to like areas that are of some type of economic importance, so that they can continue literally furthering American interests in these areas, right? So Israel, yes, is the golden child, 100%. It's probably America's favorite child, but it's still just an American proxy. It's a Western proxy.
Can I respond to that?
We'll quickly respond, but then it's John's turn next because John did ask to go. Go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to. I understand what you're saying. I'm Canadian, and one of the things that like kind of comes to mind quite clearly, as the daughter of an Indian residential school survivor, is that America did not have residential schools in Canada. If you're unfamiliar with what residential schools are, I would just ask that you Google it. But Israel did. There were prominent Canadian Israelis who became, fundamental members of first parliaments of Israel, who were instrumental in Jewish residential schools in Canada. And so there are other ways, not just through, the modes of UN and Security Council resolutions.
All right. Real quick, I'm gonna land your plane right there. Go ahead, John. You can say what you were meaning to say earlier.
I appreciate it. We keep saying America. My personal opinion, I don't think we've been America since the 1800s. We've been under attack by Jewish bankers since J.P. Morgan came over here and bought out Carnegie and the rest of them. I don't know if like Carnegie, Vanderbilt, J.D. Rockefeller. The start of the Federal Reserves. I mean, if you look at all the Fortune 500 companies now, Vanguard, BlackRock, and you look at the top shareholders, they're all Jewish. I mean, I think the last president we actually had that was America first was John F. Kennedy. If you look up Executive Order 1110, when he tried to abolish the Federal Reserves, shortly after his life was taken over it. That's my personal opinion. So That's just how I feel about the situation. I don't think we've been America for a long time.
Might be with you to a certain extent. I might be with you, honestly. Nor, you wanted to go? You wanted to speak?
Yeah, actually, agreeing with what Covey said, it definitely is an American proxy state. Like, if you guys look at like the benefits that Israelis get more American benefits than Americans get themselves. And it's because like the USA, if you guys know, so do you guys remember during the 12-day war when Iran struck a part of like Tel Aviv and it was like a really big explosion?
Mm-hmm.
So do you know what they hit by any chance, Jazz?
Their trade center?
No, actually, there was an underground bunker for the US and for Israel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was, it's definitely like when I talk about it, like I definitely recognize, because like I am Palestinian, so I definitely recognize that it is like the US is doing. Like there's a reason why the CIA was founded the same time as Mossad was founded, like everything was founded at the same time. And I think like people just don't really realize like how large the US empire really, really is and like how deep its reign is, right? Because it's like if you were to talk to me at the beginning, like if it was 1948 and like Israel was just founded, and up until 1967 I even would have argued that it was a British proxy, but it's no longer a British proxy and purely an American one. And once again, like I was saying, like this is 100% like America's MO. Unalive Native Americans, unalive natives, unalive indigenous people take the land and exploit the land. And it's happened all over the world. You see it happening right now in Haiti. You see it happening. You see what they're trying to do right now in Venezuela. They've done this over and over. And I think like once we realize like America was founded on G-side, we can recognize that America has to continue G-side in order to exist.
No, that's deep right there. That's deep. America has 16 genocide in order to exist. Making me think hard today. Tailpipe, how you doing, bro?
Pretty good, pretty good. Hey, Covey. It's very rare that I disagree with Covey, but I don't disagree with her on the merits per se. I'll just provide information for why I see it a little bit differently. Israel is the forefront of what we see happening around the world. Israel is not a proxy of the U.S. The U.S. is a proxy of Israel.
Bro, thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
And the reason that I say that is when you look at, and this is not, I won't say 100%, over 80% of all financial regulatory companies, so meaning Stripe, Microsoft, MasterCard, Visa, their interchanges, all of those financial tools are headquartered and created in Israel, with main office branches there. All of their R&D, tech, and development occurs in Israel. Our defense companies all have secondary headquarters in Israel. The majority of companies that are looking to do business within the Middle East and Africa, not only do they go to places like UAE and Dubai, but they make sure to have offices in Israel. When you look at politicians around the world, as most recently as which is absolutely insane that she got the Nobel Peace Prize, but Ms. Machado of Venezuela, who got the Nobel Peace Prize, her comments were directed towards Israel, where she said, and paid
Nobel embassy there, right?
Yeah, and paid fealty to Israel.
Yep.
So when you look at the statements that Volker Turk, and when you look at the statements that other people within, I forgot what his name was, Swiss guy, he was the head of some global organization, I forgot, but every year they meet in Davos. And they specifically said that their goal is to channel and funnel all major decisions that are globally going to occur within the next 100 years. In the next couple of years, they want that to all emanate from Jerusalem. So this notion that Israel is a proxy of the United States, it's not. And to your comment that you have up there, the taxpayers are on the foot for more than $24 billion per year. Remember, the federal budget and the allocations that occur to Israel, we can easily see those things. We have to remember American companies are given R&D tax credits to develop and ship out jobs to Israel. Microsoft, you name it. All of those tech companies all have offices in Israel and they get tax credits, meaning the American taxpayer pays them. Every single state, you can look it up, with the exception of a few now. New York most recently in 2022 or 23 stopped it, but they purchase Israeli bonds every single year. So when you look at the last 10-year aggregate, on a yearly basis, Israel gets over $50 billion from the United States alone. And we're not even talking about the non-discretionary spending, the spending that occurs from companies themselves with Israel, the corporate giving. We're not even talking about that. And again, Germany, the EU, and the majority of those countries all pay some sort of reparations to Israel every single year. You're looking at a small, tiny nation of less than 6 million people, 7 million people, that essentially has a GDP of almost $1 trillion a year.
I'd like to jump over to notmytaxdollars.com. .org. And on here, if for anybody who hasn't been to notmytaxdollars.org, you can see state by state how much your country, your country, but state by state, how much each state is giving over to Israel. For instance, California is giving over $2.8 billion to Israel every year for weapons. And it dictates exactly what that money could go to use to. These are simple things y'all probably know already. But New York, $1.4 billion. You can go to every single state and just find out how much money is being given over to Israel, just like Tailpipe was saying. So to me, I don't understand why we're giving them money or why it's even going that way when it's not coming back here to really compete with China.
Wait, can you put me that on the big screen, please?
Yeah, can I say one thing?
Oh, I forgot I wasn't on the big screen. But
Wait, can I just
go ahead to John while I put this on the big screen? But I got you.
I think I agree with everything what Tailpipe said, but I think he left out that half the people in our government holds dual citizenship with Israel and us as well, and I'll just leave that there.
That's not true, by the way.
That's right. Well, not half of them, but there is a significant amount.
A significant amount, but I checked that. Like a lot of those were them just being Jewish, and then they automatically equated that with them being Israeli. It's not true. So, am I on the big screen?
Are you on the big screen, or did you want me to make this big screen? Because I made this big screen to show just how much New York is giving out to Israel, which is $1.4 billion for no fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? But you need to be on the big screen. I got you.
Yeah. If that's okay. Perfect. So this is from a CIA document from like the 50s or 60s. It says here, the Zionist leaders, having sold themselves to American imperialism and lobbying their organization associations at the disposal of the American Secret Service. For this criminal work too, the Zionists have placed at the disposal of the American Secret Service the members of their organizations working in the diplomatic service. The CIA literally itself is saying that Zionists have sold themselves to American imperialism, right? So this is why I meant the establishment. When we're thinking about Western hegemony, okay, we're thinking about how the West continues upholding its imperialism and its hegemony in that region. One of those ways is through destabilization. And Israel does that perfectly. Israel actively destabilizes all of these regions so the West can continue upholding the hierarchy. Even the tech that you were speaking about, Tailpipe, that is beneficial for Israel. Want to know why? Because when they actively are, specifically with like the military, like the military experiments that they're doing, right? Who are they selling those weapons back to? They're selling them back to the West. They're selling them back to all of these other different countries that want Israel to do the dirty work. Literally, Israel is actively doing the dirty work of the West, right? It tests these weapons for the West on innocent civilians. It destabilizes the regions by invading all these different countries for the West. And in doing that, it is upholding Western hegemony. At the when we look at looking at the investment, right? Who are Israel's top trading partners? Who's that?
That's my people.
So who are Israel's top trading partners? The US and the EU, right? So the US literally passed even like a free trade agreement in 1985, right? Which was like an America, like it was a, exactly, the FTA, right? So again, over 60% of Israeli exports go to the West. So ultimately, all this tech that Israel is doing, all these things that Israel is kind of coming up with, a majority of it, over 60%, goes to the West and Western allied economies, right? So also Israel actively is going to vote with the US. Right? So when we look at the United Nations voting patterns, Israel backs it up. When we look at the regional power projection, like Israel's military reach and also its whole intelligence network literally actively serve a Western strategic goal. Israel is able to surveil, to engage in cyber intelligence operations against Iran, against Hezbollah, against regional actors who are all enemies of the West. It engages in covert operations within the Gulf states, which again, the West is going to need, right? So my thing is, the West does this actively as well, by the way, with its other anchor states. If you look at how the UAE actively operates, the UAE actively operates exactly like Israel, but in different regions. It buys up land. It destabilizes. It has these intelligence networks like Deep Matter or whatever it is, right? Was it called Deep Matter, I think? Where it was actively also hacking different countries' networks, dark matter. That was the Emirati company for the West, right? Ethiopia does this as well. The UAE and Ethiopia, they get away with G-side all the time.
No, real quick. Let me spread the floor.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just going to land my plane with this, right? I think like people need to understand that Israel is not the head of the snake. Israel is a finger in the arm of Western imperialism. Western imperialism is literally the head of the snake.
Jewish bankers bought out America in the 1800s. I don't think you realize that.
Okay, this is the issue that I have. A lot of white people try to like push Western imperialism onto Jewish people and to cleanse their hands off of the things that they did. No, I'm just saying it's very interesting to me because the Jewish people that you're talking about are also Westerners. They're also white people, right? So yeah, they're also white. So it's very interesting because I've noticed a lot of people within the West, they like to cleanse their
Americans
hands.
Have blood on their hands, but I don't think you comprehend.
Wait, one second. They like
America
to cleanse.
is not America anymore. It's been bought out.
Can I finish, please? Can I finish, please?
Yeah, let her land her plane so I can share the floor. Let her land her plane so I can share we can share the floor.
Yeah. So the issue that I have is a lot of people within the West are very uncomfortable with the idea that the countries they exist in are rooted in the G side of the global South, that their countries are dependent on G side. And because they're uncomfortable with this thought, because they don't want to be complicit in it, what they do is they try to point the finger at only one single entity, right? And I think like we have to come to terms with the fact that the foundation of the West is the genocide of the global South. The West could not exist without people in the global South being G-sided. That's an uncomfortable truth, but you have to like be like acknowledge it at the end of the day.
John, go ahead.
I think she's more trying to point the finger at the West. I don't think what she's comprehending is she's not looking at everything that we've been bought out for. I mean, 100 years at least, and I'm not trying to argue the point that we're not guilty of G-side. I'm not arguing that point. I'm arguing the point that you keep trying to make it that it's an American thing. The Jewish bankers bought America out a long time ago. America is Israel. I don't understand where you don't comprehend that yet. That's my whole point. That's my whole argument with you.
No,
that's fine.
Jenny, did you say you wanted to speak as well?
Yeah, I just wanted to. I think that the like no one is disagreeing that like the West is very much aligned with these and spearheaded in a lot of cases. However, when it comes to what who is actually making the decisions and deciding the processes and the MOs, if you will, it is Israel. It has been Benjamin Netanyahu has said America is a thing that you can bend to your will. It has been and one of the things that is like most indicative of this is, like I say, I'm Canadian. We don't have an issue with American election interference in Canada. We do have a very large presence of Israeli foreign interference in Canada. It is a big concern with respect to even in our Canadian democratic infrastructure. The partnerships that come from the United States are through a cross-border initiative called Friends of Israel. The former Prime Minister of Canada has been given massive amounts of money by John Bolton through this initiative. And it is all for Israeli ends. These are things that were established in like the Anglo-Christian analysis of Israel, which predated in 1947. That was a commission done by the UK and America as to the state of domestic affairs within British Mandate Palestine, and they said exactly this. There's a large presence of T groups, and they are proliferating into Western democracies, and they proposed the idea of aligning themselves with those interests, but they were not of their own making. These were not of American or UK design. They said we could use these things that are already being decided on. America does not control Israel in the sense that America doesn't have America doesn't change laws in Israel, but Israel has successfully lobbied America to change their laws, as well as other prolific democracies in the Western world.
Mentioned that Israel has schmooks. That's why like the U.S. won't do anything to them. And that's why you think like they're in the driver's seat. But I disagree. I think like it was always the US's benefit to give them schmooks. So I don't know if you've ever heard of the Apollo affair, but that's when supposedly, right, like Israelis came in, broke into, I believe it was Numik, and stole a bunch of uranium. And that was in, I want to say, Philadelphia. So here's the thing, though. The CIA and the FBI both investigated it. If they did not want Israel to have schmooks, they would have stopped it. They would have stopped it at any point. Either they would have stopped them from even acquiring them in the first place, because like you don't just let like a huge security threat like that pass, right? Like that's something that should ring bells, especially when it comes from someone in the Middle East. Like according to them, right? Like according to them, everyone in the Middle East is savage, barbaric, whatever. If you hear someone in the Middle East is breaking in and stealing schmooks or schmookular material, you would do something about it. They would have done something about it. The FBI and the CIA just let them go. They did nothing. They didn't stop them from building Dimona, which is their schmookular research facility, right? And I let me just double check when Dimona was built.
I want to say 50s and 60s when they were stealing the nuclear secrets from the United States of America. Underground facility.
They opened it in 65. Well, it was under the development in 1950, and then they opened it in 65 to the US. So the US always knew that they had schmooks. They never really gave a fuck. And we know if the US doesn't want someone to have schmooks, they'll do something about it. That's why I don't know. I really do think that they were doing it. I think they're both in it together. I think the US is definitely in the driver's seat, because if the US wanted anything done, something would have happened. Anyways, I don't want to go on for too long because I know Rando had her hand up too.
Go ahead, Rando.
No, I was just going to agree with Nor. I think definitely the U.S. is in ultimate control, but I think we're complicit right now through, political buyouts, through infiltration, through, holding things over certain politicians' head. I think that it's a very enmeshed situation. But at the end of the day, I do agree that like America is the final say so, and America is the settler colonial project OG. So yeah, that's all.
Go ahead, Jenny from D Block.
I think that the other part is like what the public perceives in America versus what the public perceives in Israel. And Israel, the Israeli public very much themselves believe that they are in the driver's seat. And in, like Haaretz did a poll with respect recently with respect to U.S. President Donald Trump speaking in the Israeli Knesset. They believe that that was fine because they don't perceive that as in any way a threat to their democracy. However, if Benjamin Netanyahu were to speak in Congress today, I think a lot of Americans would have a big problem with that given this conversation. Similarly, Canada would be outraged if a foreign state actor like Donald Trump or Benjamin Netanyahu were speaking in our parliament, because it would be perceived as a threat to our democracy. That is not the perception in Israel. They believe that they are the ones making the decisions.
I agree with you.
I've been watching a lot of Israeli TV lately, and it's interesting to watch their news. These Zionists come up here to my panel and say a bunch of things, and they're easily from these panels that they watch on TV, Israeli TV, it must be. And to Jenny's credit of what she just said, of course, in some delusional world, they think that the United States owes them this credit because of who they are as people. They believe that they're owed this certain amount of money. They're owed all these favors from the United States. So Jenny, you are right to a certain extent. But on paper though, no. They know who daddy is for real. For real. John, you said you wanted to speak as well.
No, I'm just agreeing with Jenny. My whole claim is whoever controls the money controls the country. The Federal Reserve is controlled by Jewish bankers. You can't tell me different. They control our money.
Yeah, but their economy is collapsing. I mean, ours is too over here, but their economy is not doing well.
I think John might be getting to something a little bit different.
Because if you look at Smittler, right? When I don't know if we could talk about this, but when he arrested Baron Rothschild, right, and he kicked all the Jewish bankers out, I believe that's the whole reason the war started over there.
Oh no.
To be clear, I'm not making that point.
That's what I started saying. I was like, I think my boy John might be getting to something a little bit different here.
Who controls the money?
The war started because I'm so sorry. Let's not glaze Schmittler or whatever it is. The war did not start for that. The war started because he literally was an Aryan supremacist who wanted to expand his empire to the east. Okay, this guy legitimately. This guy legit
superior than everyone else.
Excuse me?
Jewish people don't believe they're superior than everyone else do.
I'm so sorry. A lot of people in their religion believe that they're superior to other people because their religion tells them so, right? When we look at Schmittler, like this guy had some kind of Aryan supremacist ideal. Like he literally wanted to move eastward and expand his empire. Again, it was all about power. It was all about Lebensraum, okay? He wanted to expand his empire and have more Germanic people fill that empire out. And also, he didn't only target Jewish people. He targeted Romani and Sinti people. He targeted Afro-Germans. He literally I'm Afro-German, by the way. I'm originally Eritrean, but he literally sterilized and unalived Afro-Germans. Let's not romanticize Schmittler. This is what I mean, right? If people are resorting to romanticizing, if people are resorting to, if people are, wait 1 second, if people are,
I'm trying to say,
yeah, but you're rewriting history as to why he did this. No, hold on. You're rewriting history as to.
Can I talk, host? And isn't it my turn to talk?
People don't care about liberation.
Let Covey land her plane real fast. John, you can get your plane off right after that. Just let Covey land her plane.
Yeah, this is what I mean by people don't care about liberation for all. Like legitimately, a lot of people who don't educate themselves do not care about liberation for all. The reason that's why they don't care about liberation for all is they don't understand how colonialism works and functions. They don't understand how it manifests itself. They don't understand all the mechanisms and tactics that are being used to G-side people in the global south. I am so sorry. If Israel were to be dismantled, Africa, for example, would still be occupied. Want to know why? Because again, even though Israel is an enemy of Africans, the West is the one that is the root cause. The West is the one that is upholding all these different forms of oppression and exploitation. And if you're sitting here trying to rewrite World War II history, right? And try to make it seem as if he just tried to defend.
Damn, are you gonna land your fucking plane anytime soon?
Hey, be chill, John. Be chill. John, be chill, bro. She's about to land her plane. She's about to land her plane. Land your plane, Covey. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm done. It's okay.
No, that's crazy work. You can land your plane. Don't let that bother you. Go ahead, Covey.
No, what I'm just like, it was Fred Hampton who said political education was of utmost importance, okay? Political education is missing from all of these people who pretend like they care for liberation, but they don't actually care for liberation for all. And if you're not actively, if you're just operating off of emotions, because I understand, watching kids get blown up is emotional. I 100% understand. But you also have to add a lot of political education to it to understand why they're being blown up. What is the framework that caused this to happen in Palestine, that caused this to happen in Sudan and Congo? And if you don't do that and you operate only off of emotions, then you're not actually actively trying to break the wheel.
All right, John, you can go ahead and speak now, man.
Jazz, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
My whole claim since I got up here has been what? That the Jewish bankers control America, right? And when I affirm Germany,
What does that matter?
Hold on, Jenny.
I can't even talk.
Go ahead.
COVID is sitting here trying to say that I'm glorifying or trying to rewrite history. My only point was they controlled the banks there as well too, and everyone keeps trying to put it off as America. They're not under realizing that Jewish people control all the money in America. I don't understand it.
You think what? Land your plane?
That's it. They control the money. Whoever controls the money has the power.
All right, go ahead, Nor.
Yeah, so this right here is 51 documents of Zionist collaboration with the Yazidis. And if you go on to actually learn about, like, do you know who Theodore Herzl is, Sean?
Yes, I know.
So you know he's the father of the modern day. He's father of modern day Zionism.
He wrote the book and all that. Yeah, about the British. I know.
No, he didn't write that. That was Oded Yinon, but
that's Oded
you
Yinon,
have that document as well. But no, so I wanted to show this because from the very start, they were actually collaborating with the Yazidis, because a lot of people don't know, but the reason why Judaism was considered an ethno-religion, it was not considered an ethnicity until the 1800s, until Theodore Herzl made it so. So Theodore Herzl was an atheist, so he was considered an atheist, and under Judaism, you actually lose the covenant once you become atheist. Once you stop practicing the religion, you are supposed to lose the covenant. So Theodore Herzl actually was collaborating with the Yazidis. So were the Stern Gang, so were the Haganah, so were the Irgun, so were the Lehi. They were all collaborating with the Yazidis, and a lot of these people are actually atheists. And then when we talk about Zionism, I think there needs to be like a distinction here. I think what you're missing is you're blaming Jewish people for Zionism, whereas Zionism is purely an ideological motive. We are dealing with political Zionism, which is why you have people like Donald Trump, who is a Zionist, Joe Biden, who is a Zionist, even though he's Catholic, not ethnically Jewish either, right? You have Justin Trudeau, who also said he was a Zionist. You have Germans who say that they're Zionists. You have the Zionist Federation of Germany, who collaborated also with the Yazidis, and they came out and they said H-manism is good for Zionism. It'll cause people to convert to Zionism because they view themselves as a cult, and they know that it's a cult. I actually was just about to get there, Covey. So the majority of Zionists in the United States and globally actually are
are evangelical Christians. So I think it does it a disservice when you come and you place it on Jewish people, because if evangelical Christians did not vote with Jewish people in order to establish Israel and to keep Israel established, keep in mind Jewish people are only 2% of the population in the United States. They're only 2%. They need the other people to vote with them in order to continue to get their the ethno state, or their colonial state, as I like to call it, their colonial project, as I like to call it. So with that being said, I presume everyone on the panel has an issue with AIPAC, right? But we have to also keep in mind, it's not just AIPAC, you also have Kufi. And if it wasn't Kufi, you're going to have another evangelical Zionist, American-backed lobby pushing for Israel. If it wasn't,
you got J Street, you got the ZOA, you got
right,
the
but even if it wasn't,
you got the AJC. I mean,
collectively call them the Israel lobby.
Yeah. Okay. So if it's not them, though, you're going to find another evangelical one pop up, because I think we have to have a conversation where we understand that the evangelicals are fucking radical. The evangelicals are terrorists, and I don't think anyone has gotten there and has acknowledged that quite yet. But these people are terrorizing everybody globally.
I think the CUFI is worse than AIPAC, my personal opinion.
CUFI is also, I believe it's also an American Christian evangelical lobby.
For Israel, yeah, they help try to convert Christians as biblically to protect Israel.
Right. And what they say is, like, one thing that they'll say is, like, bless Israel and you shall be blessed. But it's like if North Korea went into Palestine, established their state, and then called it Israel, would you still bless it?
But no, I just wanted to make one thing. I never blamed all Jewish people. I mainly the rich, like the bankers.
Right. But I mean, even if you look at people like Elon Musk, who is the richest man in the world, right? He's not Jewish. I would say Elon Musk is able to purchase out everybody. He could give everybody money. Everyone in the world, he can give at least $50 to. The U.S. Congress is only like, what, 500 people at most? So, yeah, Bill Gates is also not Jewish. So it's like, if he really wanted to, he could give $1 billion to each one of them, purchase them out, and then have them do whatever he wants. So I don't necessarily think that they're bought out. I think a lot of them, are indoctrinated. I think a lot of them are terrorists. And then I think also, yeah, there are definitely some that are bought out by lobbyists. But I think, once again, like, I don't know if you were up here earlier when I was saying it, Palestine has always been a strategic region for the U.S. You control Palestine, you essentially control trade to Europe, to Asia, and trade to Africa. It is on the crossroads. We have agricultural land that they want to exploit. We have there's quite a bit, honestly. It's like I can go on and on. This is nothing new to the US. This is just straight up a settler colonial project, and later on it's not even going to be known as a Jewish project. This is going to be known as an Anglo-Saxon project, if you ask me.
Now, before, what I'm going to do is switch up the orientation of this situation right now and introduce Cash to the playing field, aka Pharaoh, and give him an opportunity to give his input on the situation, and then we can comment in after. I promise you, this one's gonna be fucking interesting, because it always is. What the fuck? Go ahead, Cash.
Hey, Jazz, thanks for having me. Good evening to everyone on the panel. I don't know if to feel bad because you guys are putting yourselves as, victims, and it's just everyone seems against you. You got the Jewish bankers, you got the Anglo-Saxons, you got Elon Musk, the list just continues. I started to try to write it down. And at what point do we just take personal accountability and personal responsibility? I don't know if the Jewish bankers control money. They probably don't. It's probably a conspiracy. But I know that I work, I earn my money, I pay my taxes, and I do what I want with my money. There's no banker, there's no Jewish hotline that I call to find out the way that they're voting. Like, a lot of some of the information that you guys are providing is great. There's good background, but the conclusion that you guys then jump to, I just get lost in it, and I wonder. I know the trauma of this conflict and war is real, so I wonder if you just fantasize about these things to make the trauma more palatable, but the conclusions are wild. The U.S. economy, I heard the U.S. economy is crashing. I look at the stock market, every day. I looked last week; it hit its all-time highs. It's like, what world sometimes are you guys getting your conclusions from? I just wonder. One thing that was interesting, I know he dropped, but he did mention a good point that, and I've been saying it all the time, that the U.S. involvement has actually tampered or spanked, in a way, Israel's hand and said, hey, do not use all the force that you have. We purposely give them enough, and probably too much, arms, weapons, nuclear capability, so that they can protect themselves. Why? They have cried out to us saying, Iran and other state sponsors of theism want us annihilated. We just want to live in peace. And then the other side, I know the pro-Palestine position, this is our land, etc. And then the U.S. is trying to find a balance and saying, hey, don't get involved. We'll defend you. We'll give you the Iron Dome. We'll make sure that you're not annihilated. And it makes sense that Israel says, well, do it, what you say. But if you don't, before we take our last breath, we'll annihilate the entire region. And they have the capability to do it. So you guys should be thanking the U.S. instead of complaining and crying. They're in control. They're doing this. Yeah, we have a lobby problem. It's not just an AIPAC problem. It's an entire lobby problem that Congress and us as U.S. voters, we need to vote and change those things. That's the good thing about our system, democratic system. We have the power to change things. Instead of crying about it, complaining, and U.S. this, U.S. that, take personal accountability. And for the responses and what Hamas has done to make the lives of this Palestinian children, in my opinion, just a horror.
Now, real quick, before I let everybody in, Randall, did you want to go at all?
Oh my God, he said so many words, so many opinions, very little content. I guess I'll just respond to your assumption that the stock market is an indicator of the overall economy. That is factually incorrect. Not only can markets be swayed where big corporations are generating profits, but that aren't trickling down to the working class, but also it is just one tool of measuring where the economy stands. So literally everything you said was just that we're crying. So I don't really know how to respond to that.
No, Nor.
Yeah, I have one question for Pharaoh. Do you acknowledge that an occupation, a siege, and a blockade are acts of war?
Well, they're definitely acts of aggression. I mean, I'm not.
They're acts of war under international law, right? You can look this up in the Geneva
I'm not
Convention.
here to argue about words. If you want to call it a war, I'll agree with you. I'm not.
Right. So,
what does that have to do with Iran being a state sponsor and calling for the eradication of Israel?
Let her land her plane.
What is that?
Let her land her plane.
Hold on. When Palestinians, how long has Palestine been occupied for?
Say 77.
I mean, it depends on the pro-pally that I'm on, but
say
let's say 60. I think it's 77 years, something like that. I don't know.
All right, but if you even want to go by 67, that's fine. 77 years, 67. The IRGC did not come into power until 1978. Palestinians have been resisting since 1948. This has nothing to do with Iran. That's the matter of the fact. Iran gives money to H Group and they give weapons to H Group because it aligns with them and what they want in the region. Something about Iran, people think Iran is in it because they care about Palestinians. Iran does not care about Palestinians. Iran cares about becoming a global superpower as well. So if we're going to sit here and say you can't pin, well, okay, the matter of fact is you can't pin it on Iran if the occupation was created during the Shah. It just doesn't make any sense.
I got you next, Rima. You land your plane, Nor?
Yeah, sorry. The last thing is if you can acknowledge that an occupation is an act of war, you can also acknowledge that Palestinians have been fighting this war against Israel. So when people come up here and always complain about October 7th, regardless if you think it was good, regardless if you think it was bad, you're in war with us. You've been in war with us for 77 years. So you can't sit here and say, oh, October 7th this, October 7th that. Are we in war or are we not in war? If we're not in war, get the fuck out of our territory. Stop occupying us. Because that itself is an act of war. That's it.
Can I go, Jazz?
That's all you, Rima. Nice to see you again, by the way. Yeah.
You too. I took a little bit of a break. Yeah.
I'm glad you're in the Discord though, so we can reach you at any time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the Discord. Pharaoh, I have a few questions for you. So since you're a fellow Gazan, and I really, what's up, bro? What's up, Guz? What part of Gaza are you from, since you have experience on the ground? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like you're saying that in jest. I'm American.
Oh, I thought you were from Gaza because you have very strong opinions about the government and then how things go down there. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, Bira Sabah, Jabalia. Where are you from?
I don't think I have strong opinions. I just have regular American opinions.
Regular American opinions.
All right, John,
Regular
thank you for being here.
chicken nugget and McFlurry fucking opinions, right? You motherfuckers don't even know what's going to happen to you tomorrow. Your president, Mr. Taco, is, and by the way, I live here too. I live in the United States too. My family's in Gaza. You guys don't even know what country your Taco man is going to attack next. I mean, this motherfucker is so severely deranged. He's talking about Venezuela, Colombia, Nigeria. He's trying to attack 5 different places while sending $10 million daily to the I-state while you guys starve. And I don't know what tax bracket you're in or who you're trying to get chose by, but I promise you, if you're a brother, you will not be chosen. Actually, Matt Nuclear tried to be chosen. He has been licking Israel's Otum for the last 2 years and still didn't get chosen. The inbred cousin of his, which is Maddie, got chosen before he did, right? So you're not going to get chosen, and you're not going to get chosen because you do not represent the look for the ethno-state. And the look for the ethno-state is unfortunately Caucasian, Pharaoh. So please go ahead and take the Pharaoh out of your name. I don't know what Pharaoh of Cracker Barrel. And then my next question is shit. My next question, Jazz, I've been holding it in. My next question is, Pharaoh, since you're a person from Gaza, how many massacres have happened in Palestine since 1917? Do you know?
Yeah, just to correct you again, Rima, I'm from the United States.
Oh, okay,
I was raised,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Raised in Chicago, so I don't know. Yeah.
You don't know shit. You don't know shit, Pharaoh. Let's just keep it a buck. You don't know shit. So my question is how many massacres have happened in Palestine since 1917? Do you know?
I think you just answered your own question. You said I don't know shit, so I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not
perfect.
understanding why you're asking me a question.
For you.
Yeah,
29. The answer is 29.
Ding, 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 ding.
29.
Correct.
29
Okay.
massacres. 29 massacres. And then my next question for you is, when was Hamas militarized?
This is bad, y'all. This is bad.
Hamas is militarized?
When was Hamas militarized? Go ahead and chat GPT real quick.
Hamas is militarized? I thought they were hiding in tunnels.
Oh yeah, they're hiding in tunnels, and that's why over 30,000 mercenaries / soldiers have been unalived and their limbs blown off because they were hiding in tunnels the entire time, right?
Yeah.
It was the kids, it was the babies, in the incubators.
No, the babies are above ground.
They crawl out and they say, Allahu Akbar, wa! Allahu Akbar, wa!
It's the Hamas fighters, so-called fighters, that are in the tunnels protected.
Right.
Yeah.
So my question is when was Hamas militarized? You haven't answered me, and I'm gonna answer for you. Hamas was militarized in 1987. So when was the first Palestinian massacre?
1986.
Pharaoh Burger King, man. Okay, Burger King. Listen, so
Burger King.
shit, man, you gotta stop, right? So no, actually, it was the biggest massacre was during 1948, the Nakba. So my question is was there Hamas during the Nakba?
No, they were militarized in
What-
1987.
Very good. So what was the excuse of the Israelis to unalive 700 and displace 750,000 Palestinians?
Oh, I'm sure they had their reasons.
Oh, they had their reasons, really, the same reasons that the colonizers had when they came to Turtle Island and unalived I'm not sure if you're native and indigenous, and unalived millions of your people. Are you African American?
Yes.
Okay, well then I don't have to remind you of your history, sir.
Oh, so you know my
you know what
history
the
now.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I doubt
the
it.
colonizers did that, and then
Where
just
were
one
you-
thing, and
where-
I'm gonna
tell
land.
me-
I'm gonna
tell me-
land. No,
tell me-
we're not gonna play that
Oh,
game. Since you know
okay.
so much
All right.
about my history,
Yeah.
you
tell
know.
me one thing you've done for civil rights. It's easy to come up here.
I can tell you what Palestinians
Yeah,
have done
tell
for
me
civil
what you
rights.
did. Tell
I
me
can
what
tell
you
you.
did.
I can tell you. I
Palestinians
wasn't
didn't do
born.
anything.
I wasn't born during that time. I can tell you what
Okay.
Palestinians did for civil rights.
All
Please
right. All right.
research the Black Panther Party, and please research Dr. Malcolm X. The NOA, please research that, right? Exactly.
But those things were all put in place after.
Give me just a minute. I just need to correct something, and then I'm gonna hand
Just
the
for
mic
the
to someone
record-
else. Just for the record, you don't know shit. You need
Just
to
for
have
the
another
record,
phone, Pharaoh
you
of
have
Cracker
disgraced
Barrel.
both.
Farah of Cracker Barrel, you need to have another device on hand with you. Please tell your manager
don't
to
need
give
a-
you another device so that you can chat GBT every question that I ask you, because you failed 10 times.
I
Number
still
two,
wouldn't chat GPT.
I need to correct some information.
to.
Iran does not fund the H group. As of 2014, the H group has been flying solo. It does, however, fund its proxies. Its proxies to the proxies of Iran are Lebanon, the Hizb, and the Houthiyyin in Yemen. The H group, Hamas, is not a proxy of Iran. They do not get weapons from Iran. They actually make their weapons themselves, and they also get them in from Libya. They also they design their own weaponry. They don't need Iran to support them financially or through weapons. And Iran had no idea of the military operation that they would take on the 7th of October, which is why they responded in the way that they did, which was by sending a few firecrackers sporadically while Gaza had to pay on the back end. Okay? So for everyone who says the majority of funding that Hamas gets actually comes from Qatar, and the political office of Hamas has been in Qatar since the early 90s. I'm gonna pause here. Thank you.
Can I add on to what
You're
Rima
welcome.
said?
Definitely. Let me you definitely can, Kobe. I'm gonna just let Nora say what she's got because she's got something up on her screen. So we'll get to that real quick, and Kobe, it's all you.
Oh, it's okay. Cubby can go first. This is just Jabatinsky.
Yes, there's 30 seconds, by the way. I just wanted to say, Hamas also is getting weapons from Sudan, by the way. There was there was weapons that were being smuggled from Sudan. And interesting, I don't know if people knew this, from Eritrea too. Some of our ethnic groups were smuggling weapons to the H group. So just wanted to say that. Solidarity, you know?
I also just want to say that it's really weird that America thinks that Hamas is a T group. They are the ones pushing the whole idea. If you acknowledge the state of Palestine, then it has a right to defend itself. They are duly elected officials, and they have a right to a military just like any other nation. Their tactics may be considered war crimes, but they also deserve their day in court. And it is absolutely obscene to say that Israel has a right to defend itself and Palestine and Palestinians do not. We all saw exactly what happened when Yasser Arafat made his resistance entirely unarmed. Did that go well for them? No. They unalived Yasser Arafat. And we all know this. And it is insane to label Hamas a T group and not Israel. There is an amazing quote in the UN by Bashar al-Jafari in the Security Council from 2009, where he says that if Israel's terrorism had not enjoyed the protection of some parties through the privilege of the veto wielded on dozens of occasions, the representative of Israel would be most reluctant to appear before this Security Council and address it on terrorism. They are the masters and the custodians of terrorism.
Thank you for that, Jenny from D Block. Go ahead, Nor.
Yeah, so this is Jabotinsky. If you guys don't know Jabotinsky, Jabotinsky wrote the Iron Wall essay in the 1920s. I believe it was it's right there, 1923. And Jabotinsky is the creator of revisionist Zionism. So if you guys don't know this symbol right here is for Beitar. If you don't know what Beitar is, I really suggest you look it up. I can't say what they have done on this panel. It is too barbaric to actually even say on TikTok what they've done. But I actually wanted to pull up Jabotinsky because revisionist Zionism is the Zionism that's followed today. Netanyahu grew up in a revisionist Zionist household. His father was a huge revisionist Zionism, huge fan of Jabotinsky. Netanyahu himself is a fan of Jabotinsky. So I just wanted to bring this up because even Jabotinsky acknowledged that Palestinians are the natives. So he says the native population, civilized or uncivilized, have always stubbornly resisted the colonialists, irrespective of whether they were civilized or savage. So right there, they even acknowledge that they are the colonialists. And then right down here, he goes, it made no difference whether the colonialists behaved decently or not. The companions of Cortez and Pizarro, or as some people will remind us, our own ancestors under Joshua ben Nun, behaved like brigands, but the Pilgrim Fathers, the first real pioneers of North America, were the people of the highest morality who did not want to do harm to anyone, least of all to the Red Indians, and they honestly believed there was enough room in the prairies for both the paleface and the red skin. Yet the native population fought with the same ferocity against the good colonists as against the bad. Every native population, civilized or not, regards its lands as its national home, of which it is the sole master, and it wants to retain that mastery always. It will refuse to admit not only new masters, but even new partners or collaborators. Wait, what is the slur? What did I say that was a slur?
The RS for indigenous people, and then RI as well.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's
okay.
This is equally true of the Arabs. Our peacemongers are trying to persuade us that the Arabs are either fools whom we can deceive.
What was a slur though? I don't want to make that mistake either.
Right here.
RS.
Oh, yeah.
And this one.
I see. They removed the whole football team because of that.
I do. Hold on. Two indigenous people in the chat.
As an indigenous woman, it's also important not to erase the fact that these things did happen. You know, a lot of indigenous people in North America claim their Indianhood because in Canada, at least, we have still the Indian Act. We are still Indians under the law. And that is a history of violence and colonialism here as well.
Thank you.
Well,
Go ahead,
I still
Nora.
do want to apologize to anybody in the chat. I really do apologize. I did not know that it was a slur. It will not happen again, and it is no one else's apology to accept other than Indigenous people. So I do apologize. This is equally true of the Arabs. Our peacemongers are trying to persuade us that Arabs are either fools whom we can deceive by masking our real aims, or that they are corrupt and can be bribed to abandon us to their claim to poverty in Palestine. In return for cultural and economic advantages, I repudiate this conception of the Palestinian Arabs. Culturally, they are 500 years behind us. They have neither our endurance nor our determination, but they are just as good psychologists as we are, and their minds have been sharpened like ours by centuries of fine-spun logomachy? I don't know how to say that word. Anyways, we may tell them whatever we like about the innocence of our aims, watering them down and sweetening them with honeyed words to make them palatable. But they know what we want, as well as we know what they do not want. They feel at least the same instinctive jealous love of Palestine as the old Aztecs felt for ancient Mexico.
Logomachy means an argument about words. So semantics.
Awesome. So yeah, this is Jabotinsky. Everybody, Jabotinsky once again, and Jabotinsky was also called the Emellini, if you guys know who I'm talking about, the Italian dictator. He called him the fascist of Palestine. So I don't know. This is who you guys are backing. Whenever you sit there and you decide to back Israel, that's what you're backing. Just letting you know.
I'll give you an opportunity to reply to that, Cash, because a lot was said.
Oh, how convenient. Now you allow me dialogue, but you didn't during Rima. No, I don't have any comments other than what I originally stated. I mean, the personal attacks are nice. Whether I eat at McDonald's, Burger King, or somewhere else shouldn't really matter to the subject. But if it's about emotions. If it feels better to attack me, call me names, and other things, the facts still don't change. You can attack me all you want. I'm ignorant. I'm this. I'm that.
You are.
But my questions haven't been
qualified to speak on this
addressed.
topic. You are not qualified to speak, and I'm going to tell you why you're not qualified, Pharaoh. You have no idea what you're talking about, right? You have no ties to this other than some screaming kid in the back. I'm not sure if you're babysitting for the night, but really, you will not be chosen, Pharaoh. You do not fit the
I'm not looking to be
right?
chosen.
You will not be chosen.
No
So what I'm telling you, brother.
You don't have to tell me anything. You can't tell me anything.
What I'm telling you.
You are not my sister. You can't tell me anything.
No. What I'm telling
don't try to jump on the civil rights and all of that. You guys weren't thinking of that
brother.
before you were getting annihilated in Gaza.
About things like civil rights.
No, I do not care.
You don't care about civil rights.
There's no tie between civil rights and Gaza.
Oh, there's
you
a
guys
huge
have
tie.
your own. No, there isn't.
Huge tie,
don't
right?
jump on the bandwagon now. Because you guys chose your path. You chose your path with Hamas.
Could I say the same for
We never did anything like that.
One second here.
Our path is nothing like, you are nothing like us.
And in what way are we nothing like you?
In the way you're trying to tie our civil rights movement to your plight, it is apples and oranges, my dear. You are not my sister. You are not my sister. You have nothing to do with our struggle.
How so?
And our enemies are completely different.
Oh, really?
Yours.
Then why were the Black Panthers?
Really, you can jump on the imperialism and the colonism and Zionism.
Why?
One second.
And by the way, MLK was a Zionist.
All right, Cash. I'm gonna land your plane right there on MLK. Randall had her hand up real quick. Go ahead, Randall.
Yeah, I just have a question, Cash. How does it feel to utterly embarrass yourself in front of 200 people by a group of women who are way more educated than you? Does that hurt your feelings?
No, I'm not. I'm an emotional being. If she's more educated than me, hats off to her. I doubt it. She might know about the Gazan years of the plight, which I would expect her to.
Burger King. I'm from Gaza.
Yeah, I don't care.
I want to invite Shin Sung and Carson to the panel. So go ahead. I don't have any
problem. It wouldn't be the first time I've embarrassed myself. If that's what you're worried about. If I'm embarrassed, I'm way bigger than that.
All right.
Answer the questions.
Let me invite Shin Sung to the conversation and Carson as well. Shin Sung, how you doing?
I'm right. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for asking. I think Kobe requested you to come up here. Is that right?
Yeah. I just wanted, because I heard what Pharaoh was saying, that taking your own responsibility. So it sounded like, I don't know, Pharaoh, if you're a libertarian. Are you a libertarian, Pharaoh?
No, and I know that when you hear some truth and something resonates with you, you want to try to Yeah, I'm answering it. You're trying to categorize and put me in a box because then you can attack that box. It just makes no sense. Take personal accountability means that the decisions you do or others that are your allies, that your adults, have consequences. When you make bad decisions, you need to look in the mirror and say, hey, maybe we did this wrong because the results are showing this, rather than pointing the finger and saying, oh, it was because of this. If just the bankers weren't against us, like all of this nonsense.
Okay.
Yeah. Take personal accountability, brother.
Okay, so do you believe things happen in isolation, or do you feel like things happen because of the material conditions around you?
Yeah, environment definitely can play a part in in things that are happening. I'm a product of my environment as well, but the decisions that you make with the cards that you are dealt matter as well.
Okay. So do you feel like what's happening in in like places like Sudan and Congo are because of like personal decisions, or do you feel like it's because of like material conditions that have been happening because of America and the West?
Both.
Why you say both?
Because both can be true. That's why.
So what happened in 1960 in Congo?
What happened in 1960 in Congo? Let me think about this.
You can just say, I don't know. Like
It's
you're not
okay.
No,
you're
because I know about the.
just say it.
It's definitely okay to say I don't know on the panel.
Yeah, I definitely at some point was aware of the Congo conflict, but you tell me, and it might.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Shin-san.
Just go ahead. He doesn't know.
Yeah. So in 1960. No, so in 1960, JFK announced a CIA coup against Patrice Lumumba, and then later the U.S. government instilled Mobutu, who later went on to create. He went on to use the phrenology that the Belgians originally created, bringing to Congo, pitting like the Hutus and Tutsis and the Twa against each other. And that's what led to the genocide of millions and millions of Hutus and Tutsis and Twa in both Rwanda and in Congo, right? So now you're seeing in this position now where they're a little destabilized, right? Would you say that's like because of like personal decisions or like lack of accountability?
Would I say what is? That JFK made that decision?
No, like would you say the current conditions in Congo, for example, are because of like the lack of accountability?
No, I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't say that. I don't make general statements like that because people, regions, and things are more complex than you just mentioning something that had in 1960 with a president that has already passed, and now it's 2025. So there's been a lot that's happened. There's been a lot of decisions that are made. There are a lot of decisions that were made prior to that. So there is some personal accountability within there, but there is also environments where sometimes you're born into a situation and it's not a good one.
May I ask a question after Shinsho?
Hell yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and then I'm going to introduce Carson.
So, Pharaoh, going back to American history, more specifically the history of your ancestors, would you feel that they were justified in all actions that they took against those who harmed them and oppressed them?
Yeah, hold on. Did did you get to land your plane real quick? I'm going to be right there with you, Rima. Shin, you want to go ahead and land your plane? And then Rima's going to ask that question. I'm going to introduce Carson to the playing field.
No, I guess what I can add to the end is that what's currently going on in Sudan, what's going on in Congo is because of America intervention. We can see this not just within the past year, but during Biden's presidency, where he sent millions and billions of dollars weapons to the UAE that went to unalive people in Sudan. So yeah, I just want to say that that's the reason why I wanted to bring up whether or not if you believe that things happen in isolation or because of material conditions around you.
Yeah, I don't think things happen isolated. I think there's a formation of multiple things that can happen at the same time. One of the things that you're leaving out, at least now, is that a lot of Americans remember that the Sudanese government either allowed, knew, or should have known that Sudanese citizens were taking U.S. ships by U.S. ships that were unarmed, like transportation ships, and boarding and unaliving Americans for ransom. So I mean that's conveniently left out. So that's something that's embedded with us as well. So are there repercussions for that? Absolutely, from a political standpoint.
Somalia, Pharaoh, that was Somalia, not Sudan.
Yeah, well, that was.
I'm gonna land that plane right there, Shin. I'm gonna land that plane right there. We're gonna come back and open the floor here in a second after Rima and Carson. Go ahead, Rima.
I can't.
Yeah, they were succeeding
Pharaoh, please,
as
Pharaoh,
well.
you really have got to stop. Pharaoh, just come on and come to our side, man. Look, the food is seasoned, it's delicious. Just come on back to our side, man. Pharaoh, my question for you: you're gonna stay on your side. You're
I'll
gonna
stay
stay
with
on the
my
raisins.
cheeseburgers with bacon.
Okay, cool.
If that's okay.
You're not. By the way, I don't know why the West thinks that like if you guys say the word bacon, like it's every Arab and Muslim's kryptonite.
I don't know why you're taking offense. I said cheese as well.
I know,
Well,
but like
someone
I'm
said
not
Burger
gonna
King.
I'm not gonna like start
Yeah.
crying because you're talking about bacon. Like I live in So my question is as like I wanted to go back to your history, and you were mentioning and you were talking about your history as a Black American, and my question is do you think that your people were justified in every action that they took against their oppressor?
Which people?
The African American,
Okay. Well,
Black people in
this is-
America specifically.
So this is the problem with generalizing people. We are very diverse. We are not like one piece.
Understand you're not a monolith. I'm not an idiot, Pharaoh. I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, well, you're asking an idiotic question. The basis is idiotic. Now, do I support most of the decisions that were made by the leaders that had the opportunity to make those decisions? Absolutely. Do I denounce some? Yes.
Like what?
Like any person that believed that it was a good idea to attack the slave master without enough. If you just shut your trap for a second. If you just shut your trap, you might learn something.
This is you.
Cash, I can't believe you just said that.
You might actually pick something up.
Cash, I can't believe you just said that on my platform, bro.
I haven't even said anything yet, Jazz.
You said a lot.
Let me finish a sentence.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Anyone that attacked the slave master with not enough force and to leave them in the capability to then do that or worse to children or people that can't defend themselves was a fool. So these little stunts of going and unaliving people in a bad way and then running away and knowing that the slave master would then take it out on those that cannot defend themselves, such as children, that was a bad idea. MLK knew better. He knew that militarily we did not have the might at that time. Now, if we had it, I would say use all force and let's give it to them. But he wasn't a fool. He allowed the generations of children to have an opportunity, something that unfortunately the Islam ideology with the martyrdom is not doing. There's your answer.
Good Lord.
You do understand that not all Palestinians are Muslim, right, Pharaoh?
Can I say something very
The most famous martyr of all time is Jesus Christ. So
Covey, let me introduce.
ideology.
Let me introduce Carson to the playing field, and then I'm gonna open it up to you, Covey. All right, give me a second here with Carson. Carson, welcome. Thanks for being patient.
Yeah, it's what Kofi can speak. That's fine. You can come back to me. She can address him on that.
Go ahead, Covey. What's up?
Thank you, Carson. I just wanted to say, when people are being Islamophobic, they're being anti-Black, right? And the reason as to why I say that is the first Muslims in America were Black people, specifically West African enslaved people. I'm pretty sure you didn't know that, Pharaoh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Islam came to Africa.
I'm not done. I understand that you're not used to letting women finish, but on this panel, please respectfully let me finish, right? So as I was saying, right? So the introduction of Islam into the like America was literally through African American like enslaved people. Right? So whenever you are being Islamophobic and you choose to be Islamophobic, not only are you being anti-Black and Islamophobic to the Black Muslims that exist within the global South, but also to the Black Muslims that exist within the US. Just wanted to say that.
Now, Carson, go ahead.
Yeah, he said who cares in the comments. So obviously, he doesn't even care to listen. This is what he does. If you noticed, whenever he first came up, he was upset and triggered because he thought we were being like, oh, the Jews, the Jews, the Jews, when everyone in the top row, right, Rando, Kobe, Rima, Noor, and myself in the comments were saying, no, that guy's not right, right? Everyone knows that Israel is a child of America, right? Not the other way around. And you were triggered, and you really, we had nothing to do with that, first of all. So that's all, Jobs.
Carson, that top row is kind of legendary right now, don't it? Don't it look like it?
I know, y'all really did it.
It's looking real special up there with y'all. I see all four of you. That's funny as hell.
But honestly,
Much
Pharaoh, you
respect.
don't know a lot, and you talk like you know so much. I mean, you said the first atrocity that happened against the Palestinians was decades after it actually happened. I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I'm gonna open up the floor now. I think y'all can handle conversation just openly. Anybody can speak in turn.
Look, I know Carson didn't get to go. I would like to go as soon as everybody gets a chance.
Carson did. She did.
Yeah, that was all.
We'll start with.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say we can start with Jenny from D Block and then go to you, Rima. Go ahead, Jenny.
Yeah, I think that like the ideas that you are putting all of these negative connotations with Islam, it's very one-sided. You look at the videos that the IDF posts online, and there is no difference. They are extrajudicial unalivings, and there is no difference between that and what ISIS did. There is the fact that you cannot view this through a critical lens and evaluate this across one single standard is the problem. And from your perspective, you don't see that there's a problem with what America is doing in conjunction with Israel right now, and the rest of the world very much does see that, and it is very much harming American interests. And if you don't think that your stance on Israel and your country's alignment in those facets aren't going to make your life worse, then you don't understand how the globalized economy works. You don't understand how the rest of the world is forming coalitions to circumvent America's power and its hegemonic influence across the globe. Because one of the things that Israel has done in a lot of countries is infiltrate in those ways to influence foreign policy across a number of nations. And a lot of people are tired of it. They are calling for an end to it in countries like Australia, New Zealand, and in Canada. And this is destabilizing American interests.
That's all you, Nor. I mean, I meant to say Rima, but yeah, Nor, you can go right after as well.
Noor can go first if she wants to. That's not a problem.
Okay, you go first, Habibti.
So, Pharaoh, like I'm trying to understand your mentality, right? And I don't get it yet. Like, and I almost feel like, I don't know if you've been hired to do this. I know like times are tough for everybody.
I swear to God.
But can you please just buy like a tablet or something? Or like, can we please protest in the chat for them to get him? I mean, guys, come on. You cannot keep your man up here debating without a second device. Like Pharaoh, really for real, like you can't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking
Yell at that device. Yell at that device.
Pharaoh, you know what I'm talking about. Don't play games with me. Don't play games
Cash,
with me.
I've asked you this question as well too, if you're paid.
Sure.
I've asked you if you're paid.
He is paid, for sure.
I've asked you if you're paid to do this because you come out of nowhere with this vitriol, I could say, this hatred in your heart against Palestinians. And you've said it before countless times, many times on my panel. So what she's asking you is a valid question.
Yeah. Like, can we get you? Well, no, I don't want you to answer that. Obviously, you're gonna lie. Like you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, I get paid.
If you want a statement, I can give a statement. If you don't, it doesn't matter to me either way.
Pharaoh, the problem is you don't. But I'm going to use you as I'm going to use you for the 200 people that are here who actually want to learn, right? Like it's just not logical. What you seem like someone who is, fairly intelligent in regards to some of your remarks and your articulation, right? And so I'm just trying to figure out, like, I know you know about history. I know that what you're saying is wrong. Like, you can't support the freedom of any group of people and then also be pro-Israel. Like, I don't understand if you're in the United States, for example, you realize that your tax money is going to support a bunch of European settlers in the West Bank, right? You understand that 900,000 of them live with subsidized housing. They get free medical care. They get free education. I don't know what education they're getting because they look like a bunch of cavemen and Neanderthals, right? But I guess they're getting some type of education, right? While you suffer. And then if you're saying, okay, well, I'm pro-Trump and then I'm America first, which is like, it's been your whole thing. Like, this is how you guys screamed, I'm America first. How is it being America first by supporting a country that is kind of, like manipulating the American people and taking away from them? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to love Palestinians. I understand that you hate Palestinians and you hate Muslims. You're probably an ex-vet, probably, did a few tours in Afghanistan and Iraq, probably unalived a few children in Afghanistan and Iraq, right, for sport. And now you're here just trying to justify it vicariously through Palestinian children. But if you are America first, then why on earth would you be supporting a foreign entity? Pharaoh. Guys, I'm sorry. We're talking about life and death here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's serious. You've asked a lot of questions, assumed a lot of things, so I can clear the air.
I know I'm right. I'm right.
Okay,
I'm
well, then
always
you don't need an answer. The problem with you guys is you think you know it all, and you don't give an opportunity for any food from thought for anything that's even outside the realm of your perspective, and it's dangerous. I mean, if you want the group think, I can drop. You guys can continue to bash Israel and talk.
So then I asked you how you're America first.
If you want, I am America first. I'm American.
Okay, well, how are you America first?
Just relax, and I can answer.
I am relaxed, Pharaoh.
Well, you keep saying that you know. So if you know, you're not asking the question.
Right. So how are you America first if you support a foreign entity? Is my question.
Hold on. I support America. If you want to know how I voted, because you keep saying pro-Trump, I did not vote for Trump, but Trump is the U.S. president. I voted for Kamala Harris, but Trump is the U.S. president now, and I support the United States government and our democracy. I will try to vote him out for various reasons. The Palestinian cause that is your top priority is lower on my totem pole for the reasons I voted for, but that has nothing to do with you. That's my personal vote.
So would you say that you're America first still?
I've always been American first.
Okay, well then why are you supporting a foreign
I don't know what you're talking about when you say I'm supporting.
Yeah, why are you? Yeah.
What
Ask him this, Rima. Ask him this, Rima. What do you think about Hamas?
Yeah, have Jazz help you out.
No, I just know you, Cash. Ask him what he thinks about Hamas.
No, me?
Yeah, ask him what he thinks about Hamas.
It's not even his position to have an opinion on Hamas, really. If you're not from Gaza and you don't live in Gaza, you have no opinion on Hamas. Your opinion is worthless.
You would like
his opinion on Hamas would help to highlight his support for Israel. It helps to highlight his support for Israel.
Right to have an opinion on anything. In my opinion, in Hamas is they get an F, a 0 out of 10. They failed.
On what?
In every regard. Actually, I'll give them a 1.
But you give Israel an A though. You give Israel an A where you give Hamas an F.
I don't give Israel an A.
That's the problem with you.
I will give them 1 or a 2 because they were able to free a lot of Palestinian prisoners that were in prison for crimes that they probably didn't commit or long sentences that they probably didn't deserve. So I will give them that. Other than that, it's been a complete disaster by the results. If you disagree with me,
How is it America?
The evidence that you're arguing with me and you're up here crying is evidence that I am right. Hamas has not done what they should have done.
No one's up here crying. I promise you.
That's why you got
let me
the
let Nora
vitriol that you
speak.
have against the IDF and the Israel and all that vitriol that you're accusing me of having. I'm very calm and sane. I'm not mad at anyone. I don't care about Israel. I really don't have any interest in Israel. It's America. But when
you don't think it's in America's interest to have an aggressive stance on foreign interference and enemies?
I think that America should always be into fear. We have the CIA for a reason. I think it's always interference is necessary as far as surveillance and getting information and to combat threats before they arise to U.S. shores. I think that that's intelligent. But I don't necessarily agree with all the ways that they do it. And no government is perfect. But at the end of the day, once a directive or a decision has been made by America, I'm going to do what I can do as a citizen. I'm supporting the overall democracy. If I disagree with something, maybe I'll vote differently or be out in the street. I have a right to assemble, things like that. But for me to cry about America,
Hold on, Cash.
that's not what I'm going to do.
Go ahead, Nor. Go ahead, Nor.
Yeah, so I find it really interesting that you keep saying you support America. I support people in America. I don't necessarily support a state that has committed G-side for many, 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 many years, right? And we can talk about like the transatlantic slave trade as well and why I consider that to be a G-side if you'd like to. But regardless of all that, right, we're all aware that the U.S. did not sign.
So you just recently decided to call that a G-side. Prior to this happening with your people,
Pharaoh, you
guys weren't doing anything for the black
Pharaoh
people.
doesn't know me.
Yeah. Be real.
Yeah, Pharaoh, you don't know me. You can take one look on my page, actually, and see how long I've been speaking out for. And this is my 5th page, by the way.
Yeah, for a
but
couple
anyways,
years. It's the same as TikTok being around.
Well, I'm sorry I'm 25 and I started speaking out when I was 14. Should I have started even earlier?
No, just
that's just what I'm thinking, because you're sitting here and you're saying that I'm not speaking out for
You're
long enough,
speaking out for something that's happened a long time ago that is now convenient.
I'm speaking out about it right now. So anyways, can I finish? Because you're kind of pissing me off. So anyways, back to what I was saying. When I mentioned the transatlantic slave trade being a G-side, I mentioned that because the U.S., as we all know, the U.S. did not sign the G-side convention, because that means that Israel and the U.S. both did not sign the G-side convention.
Rando's got the reins for 5 minutes while I handle something real quick, but go ahead.
If the U.S. was to sit there and acknowledge that, can I finish, Pharaoh? Can you shut your bitch ass up? Because I've had it with you. All you do is yap and cut everyone off. So just learn to shut up for a second and let women finish, like Covey said. Anyways, the U.S. did not sign on to that convention because that would mean they have to acknowledge what they did to both Black and Indigenous people in the United States of America, what they did to brown people in America, right? Like, they would have to acknowledge what they did to, where'd he go? Why is it that he never acknowledged anything I said? Anyways, so if the U.S. was to acknowledge that Israel is doing a G-side, right? If the U.S. was to acknowledge that Israel is doing a G-side and say that, Israel owes reparations to Palestinians, what do they have to do for Black Americans?
That was very premature, by the way, Pharaoh.
Yeah, sorry. I was saying, what would they have to do for Black Americans if the U.S. acknowledged that Israel was committing a G-side in Palestine?
Okay, also, Pharaoh, if you're still in the comments, I still want to know how sending $24 billion per year, larger than any federal outlay to any American state, point blank period, how is that America first? How is the financial dependency of a foreign state on American taxpayers America first? How is that to America's benefit, to Americans' benefit?
Yeah, he can't answer from the comments. Rima, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I think it's ironic that he named himself Pharaoh. Pharaoh, you do understand that the Nubians actually helped attack the Israeli army. And the reason why they specifically used Nubians to partake in this is because the Nuba, their language was a language that could not be understood by the Israelis.